guys, happy Sunday. Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Sunday night, wherever you are in the world, just happy Sunday. Joe Buddy John with another episode of the Fiend Zone video, the behind the counter from behind the fiends. And as you can notice, I am sitting in a library. Why is that? Because today my guest is Kristen Stovall, the author of the Song of Souls Trilogy, a fantasy novel series. You can get it on Amazon. It is a very much a personal story. It's dealing with a lot of her own personal experiences in her life, and in a lot of ways, writing is sometimes the best therapy. But let's not keep wasting time with me jibber jabbering. Let's bring in Kristen Stovall, and she'll tell you more about it. Hey, Kristen, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
I was back here like dancing to the theme music. I was like, oh, this is fun. One of those things where I'm like, what if they turn on the camera right now? And I'm just like, it's not going to be good.
Hey,
I'll just freeze.
I've been told that our podcast, you just go. It's never anything. It's whatever.
Those are the fun ones. Those are the most fun to do.
So things are good out in your part of the world.
They're good. They're really, really good. I mean, yesterday was like the crazy day. So today I'm like, okay, we're all just going to be calm and cool. And it's going to be awesome. So that's what Saturdays are for. Get the crazy out. And Sundays you relax from it.
Yeah, it was me yesterday. I get up and I lay there for a minute, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything today. I really don't, but I got to. It's like I'm
Yeah.
fighting with myself, and then I'm like, okay, well, John, you're overweight, and the doctor told you need to lose weight, so you need to go track and walk. But I don't want to because being fat's easier. But I guess I'll do it. So I did. And then I went grocery shopping and probably bought some things that counteracted the walk. So then I came
It
home and
happens.
I am still a wrestling nerd. So I watched WrestleMania and then into bed.
You know, whatever works for you, whatever gets you through the day.
So you as a writer, what got you started as a writer, I should say?
Well, I think I realized first that I liked storytelling, and I initially thought it that I wanted to do it via stage and performing in that way, but I was always imagining stories. There would be like these banners in grade school that would have like the pictures, they'd be like dealing with nouns and verbs and stuff like that. But I would be looking at the pictures and coming up with the story that went with the pictures instead of the stupid learning one. I'd be like, well,
Mhm.
that's boring. There's a dragon and a castle. Clearly this needs a story. So it started with that. And then when I got into my late teens, I started kind of playing with fan fiction a little bit and sort of learned. But I realized very early on I didn't want to write the stories about the actual character. Like I would pick really obscure characters in the background and write their story because I didn't want to be confined by by canon. I was like, no, I want to write these things. And bit by bit I realized I wanted to write my own stuff, but I didn't feel like I had a story. And then through tragedy, I came up with a story that turned into a trilogy and then a prequel. And now I'm co-writing an unrelated series with a friend and fellow author, Jennifer Sanders. So it was like that series of events that got me going. And unfortunately, the thing that finally got me to actually sit down and work on the trilogy was that at 28, my husband of a year and a half ended his own life after battling depression and chronic pain. And so, after a year and a half of marriage, we had no children, and I had like the entire life I had planned was gone. And this was something I actually put in the book that at the time it felt like it wasn't just one life that ended, but several. Like it was the life I was supposed to have, it was the children we were supposed to have. All of that was just gone. And he was something of a local celebrity, so it was also in the small town that I lived in, very, very public. And it kind of ended up being my way of saying, this is what it felt like, this is what I'm going through, but through the safe filter of a fantasy world and characters that were not myself or my husband. And everyone's always like, but Aislinn and Rory are you and Dustin, right? And I'm like, no, but no. that would make things awkward. So no. There are a few little things that I did take from, our relationship and my actual life. Like in the beginning when it starts with her soulmate Rory dying. Like that's the beginning point of the book, and she screams, and that actually happened when they confirmed that my husband was, that the body was my husband, and I screamed. So that's in the books, and then her nickname for him, her pet name, is also what I would use. So just little things here and there. Also, she's claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic. So like little things, but also very far removed. I didn't get any cool magical abilities when my husband died. I just, it wasn't an origin story in that way, unfortunately. But
You took something, a tragedy, and you made something beautiful out of it. That is a superpower.
thank
So,
you.
you know, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And as a person that deals with depression and sees therapy, pretty much, pretty damn near weekly, I understand that you're a prisoner in your own mind a lot of times, and uh,
Yeah.
but you wrote a trilogy that's basically after anger, sadness, questions, and all this other stuff
Right.
got out of the way, you channeled it positively. You didn't let it eat at you in a way that was counterproductive. And you ended up writing essentially a love letter to your late husband.
I did. I really needed that, like the worst and hardest chapter of his life not to be the last thing. I needed something good to come of it. I needed to be able to do something with that and to commemorate him and give our time together a legacy. So that was, and he wanted to be a director. So, if like my huge end game goal would be to get them made into movies and get him a posthumous director's credit. Like that would be the biggest accomplishment in terms of this trilogy. So
Well, I know a few indie directors. Hey guys, you watch this. He's got a story for you.
Just gotta get the special effects under control.
Yeah, it's a fantasy world, so just
So
saying.
yeah. Exactly.
We'll leave it up to
That's
you
the
to
thing.
fill in the
Yeah,
blanks.
that's the thing with the high fantasy is it requires like that big movie budget,
Yeah, we ain't gonna get that off Indiegogo, unfortunately.
No, no, it's unfortunate. So
That was the same thing with me. With like I was telling you before, I hit record with my comic books. Everybody's like, "Why don't you just do it as a television series or something?" I'm like, I'm not gonna get that much money coming out the gate. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna walk up
right,
in the Fox Studios and be like, "Hey guys, got this, got 4 issues already written. Hey, you want to do
right,
something with it?"
right.
No,
It's not like you can just like call up Netflix and go, "Hey, guess what?"
we're going on Indiegogo. Hey guys, look, I know this is a stretch, but I need like 1.5 million. That's just for one
Right.
check.
That's just one thing, but if we could just do that and then get it picked up and,
I got bumper stickers.
right. I've got the marketing. Yeah,
But
I've got bookmarks.
yeah, but you never know. I mean, it could. It definitely could.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I mean, it's just plugging away, you know.
that book, your first one, Soulbound, that was just supposed to be a one-off, correct? And then it kind of just led into the trilogy.
The initial idea for the story, I didn't really think about it being a whole trilogy, but then as I was working through it and writing out the outline, I'm like, in order to do this the way I want to do this, it needs to be 3 books. So it evolved, and then I knew there were 2 possible endings. I didn't choose which one I was going to go with until about halfway through the second book, because what I had planned, I mean, really, I could do everything I wanted up until the very end, and nothing would have to change. So I had 2 options for how that very end would play out, and I had to choose which one I wanted. So
And plus, you probably had all the supporting characters just screaming in your head, like, "Write about me, write about me, write about me,
they
write about me."
behaved themselves pretty well, actually, in this case. It was ancestors of characters that were like, hey, we have a story to tell. And that's why there's a prequel now. So, and that one's only been out since December.
Oh, so that one's already released, the actual prequel?
Yeah,
What was the name of it?
That's The Twisted Path.
Okay. And that one's on Amazon too, I'm sure, like
That
the
one's
rest
on
are.
Amazon. Yeah, and
And
then for ebooks, there's also, you can get it through numerous options on ebooks, but for any kind of e-format. And then the first book of the new series that I'm co-writing, which the series is called The Fae Touched Chronicles. The first book is Seer's Choice. It is out. The second book, Healer's Touch, comes out on the 6th, April 6th. So really, really soon.
now, with your characters in the Song of Souls, Rory and I can never pronounce her name.
Aislinn. Aislinn.
Aislinn.
Yeah.
Aislinn.
Aislinn.
Sorry, my
Like
country
Ace and
accent.
then Lynn. Like an ace card and then the name Lynn. Aislinn.
My country accent doesn't allow me to do grammar properly, but or
That's
pronunciations.
okay. It's actually the correct Irish pronunciation is actually closer to Ashley or Ashling, but I decided that since this is my fantasy world, I can pronounce it the way I want, and it's pronounced Aislinn. So
So it's basically a Gaelic name that you kind of put a little twist on.
yeah, and I do that with a lot of my names in that particular story universe. Many of them are very, very Celtic or Gaelic based, and then I'll change them up a little bit, or I will, come up with something that has that sound, at least for the in story nation that predominantly takes place in.
Now, Aislinn, once she loses Rory and his soul kind of attaches itself to her, it's almost like a symbiotic relationship, correct? It's
Yeah, similar. Like they're magically, their souls are magically connected because they were soulmates, and because of that, she kind of has a connection to like the afterlife, and so sort of life force and everything, and she's able to use that to heal people magically. I mean, of course, there are limits to what she can do. Like it's not a bottomless well of magic. She can do so much, and then she's going to be drained. And if she does too much, then he'll actually be weakened to the point where she cannot see or speak with him. He's just, I don't know. I guess in like on pause or something, in stasis.
now is she kind of like a warrior priestess princess, something to that effect?
She does end up learning how to fight a bit and everything, but there are complications as to why she's able to do it as well as she is.
What?
Man,
Hello.
look
Hello.
who's fashionably late. It's Mandy.
Always. If I wasn't late, it wouldn't be me. It's just
Man,
who I
Mandy,
am,
Chris,
John.
Mandy,
Accepted and
Kristen,
love it.
Kristen, Mandy. Hey,
Hi.
Mandy, Kristen, Kristen,
Hello,
Mandy.
Kristen. Very nice to
Hi,
meet
Mandy.
you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Yeah, don't take me being late personally. It's just who I am. I apologize.
It's totally fine. I have siblings that are
John.
the same way.
It's her
Oh,
job.
yeah.
She's the party crasher. So so what it is I start out the podcast and then she just crashes it.
Well, keeps things lively. So,
That's me. So what have I
yay.
missed? Catch me
Us
up.
talking about her Song of Souls trilogy.
Mostly just introductory stuff.
It's like, hello, my name is John and I like hurricanes. Did he say that?
No.
No, I don't think he did. I had to go, wait, did he?
Thanks for spoiling it.
Okay, love you, John. I'm sorry. All right, so I didn't miss anything good. So let's talk about your trilogy then. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
No, it's fine. Well, like I said, that the trilogy's actually been out for a little while, and then the Twisted Path, the prequel, came out in December, and now we're working on getting the last two books I'm co-writing a series with someone, and we're actually working on getting the last two books out in May. So it's been
how
a
exciting,
lot of
a
busy.
collaboration.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've been friends for 20 years, and she's also a published author. So it's been a lot of fun. And the way that we do it is it's almost role play, except that we kind of do it in, a narrative format and make sure we're in the same point of view. But we have certain characters that we write. So like there's they lean a little bit more toward romance. So we always have a leading lady and a leading man, and we take turns on who's who. She somehow always ends up being the leading man, and I mean, there's one of them in the 4 books where I play the leading man, but then we get in a Google Doc and we write back and forth.
While I'm listening to you, I'm like, well, I want to be a leading man.
It's really fun.
But sorry.
I like it. So that's really fun. There's like an element of play to it, even though, you know, we do have to know this is what needs to happen in this scene. This is how we need to get there. But there is a little level of ad-lib to it. I don't know what her character is going to say in response to what my character says or does, and vice versa. So it's kind of fun. But we've also known each other for 20 years, and, you know, we'll be messaging on Facebook for hours before we actually write anything and be like, oh, I had an idea. Guess what we should do? We should do this. And generally it's like, oh, I had an idea to be mean. And one of us I don't know. It's like, I'll tell her the idea kind of thinking, well, she'll reel me in. And then she usually just takes it like steps further. Or, you know, sometimes I'm the one that takes it further. But generally, we just encourage each other to be mean characters. So
you sound like me and my friend William when we were growing up. We would get on the phone before cell phones. Yes, I'm that old. Sorry. And we would get on the phone and be like,
oh, yeah.
We could totally make a movie about this. And we would just sit there and just add scenes back and forth to a movie.
Yes.
And then
the realization of how old I am, like, actually kicked in the other day. I was like, that hurt. So, but I won't even go into it. But yeah, it's like when I realized that I said something and the person's like, well, I don't know about that, but I did this when I was a kid. I was like, oof. It's like, yeah. Oof. It's like, let's try. It's like, drop the subject.
Or when, like, I have teenage nieces and they refer to the songs that were really popular when I was in high school as the oldies now. And I'm like, shut up.
It's like I try to censor myself there. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least like, my kids, my daughters and my niece, it's like they're really big on going through my playlist, and they listen to everything I listened to back in high school and everything. I graduated in like 97. So it's like they go through it. It's like, yeah, it's like I was that grunge girl, you know, I thought I was Kurt Cobain, you know. Yeah, I dressed like him and everything. Had the blonde hair. So let's go there. But yeah, but I'm so grateful that they don't sit there and like trash my music. Like, oh yeah, let's listen to the old time music or something. They don't say that at all. So I'm really happy about that. It's like you said that, I was like, oh, that would hurt so bad.
Yeah, no, it's just like, oh, that's oldies. Granted, they're both like, they're like 16 and 14 and very cool, you know, very, very cool. You know?
You know, weren't we all at one point in time?
We all were, and then we get out of it and we're like, oh man, I was obnoxious. You know?
I remember high school was, when I was in high school, I remember I didn't even realize it was going to be a trend. I had these shoes that were falling apart, my Converse, and I took safety pins to like pin them back together and stuff. And the next thing I know is all the rich kids are walking around with safety pins on their shoes, and I'm like, what's this shit? But yeah, I started trends.
I earned those safety pins.
I know, it's like, those are mine.
The weirdest picture I came across not too long ago, I showed my youngest son, was me when I had on a pair of the old Junko jeans. You know, those oversized denim pants.
How do you say that, John?
Junko.
I thought they were pronounced Jinko.
I call them
Junko.
Junko.
It was Jinko.
Yeah, it's Jinko.
I made it mine. Oh. I made it mine.
He made it his.
He's branded it. He's branded it.
If we could make a knockoff pair, it would like actually make them and then call them Junkos.
Yeah.
However you say that. And we could make a lot of money right now because the 90s are back in fashion. I walked into a store and it was like my childhood like smacked me in the face when I took my daughter shopping. Have you guys seen that? I swear to God, it's like I walked in, it was like Rue 21 or something. I walked in, it was all 90s clothes. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm showing my daughter's pictures of me on like my high school vacations and everything, going to Daytona Beach and stuff like that. So I'm like, this is how your mother dressed. I'm like, this is so weird. Okay,
like,
but this isn't about
cool.
me. This isn't about me. This is all about Kristen. Let's talk about you.
Oh, no, it's fine. I love going. Tangents are fun. So.
Yeah, my thought pattern's crazy, and I'll just keep going.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But
I just sit here and let it pass like a storm.
Yeah, it is. You know what, John? That's a good thing that you do that, though.
Yeah.
It shows that you're like patient and tolerant, and that you know how to handle somebody like me. It's a good thing.
It's called I've been married before.
Oh, stop it! Work marriage. I send them memes on being my work husband. It's funny.
Yeah, it works. My work husbands are characters, so I've created the work husbands, or my friend creates them, and we make it. I make a joke that she creates the best imaginary boyfriends. Like, she's ruined reality because they're all so great that like this, no one else
no
is
chance of dating somebody like ever. Oh, it's okay. I've come to the realization I'll be single forever. So.
Kristen's like, I've created the ultimate dude hunk. Look at
we have, between the two of us, we have like a stable of them. And we have
like,
a
if you're not
mentally
Mr.
cast
Darcy,
as well.
I don't want them. It's just basically how it is.
It's like you all almost feel like pimps, almost like, look at all our dude hunks that we have here.
No, seriously, I've like posted a million times. It's like single, taken, and I post waiting on Mr. Darcy. So.
Yep, it's true. Yeah, no.
It's
There's like
true.
the harem of imaginary perfect guys. They're all just
Yeah.
And we have them like mentally cast as well. So we're like, oh no, this one is this guy, and this is what he looks like. You know, it works.
He's the wild and zany.
So.
He's the quiet, shy, handsome one.
We do have a quiet, shy, handsome one, yeah. I mean, we have all of those.
It's like, we've covered it all, John. She's like,
we've got them all. Generally speaking, they have some form of accent, you know.
Probably usually say hurricanes.
It's usually Irish, Scottish, or like a London clip, you know.
I'm sorry. John's face when I said that, he's like, he looks like he's gonna kill me, but you can't.
I'm just gonna click over here to go remove. No, I wouldn't do that to you. I love you, Mandy. Yes.
I love you, John.
Yeah.
I love you too, Mandy.
There's so much love.
It's
a love fest.
It's a love fest up in here.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
She makes fun of me and my accent.
I can't help it. I'm sorry, because it's like, I'm from Florida, and it's like, I've lived here all my life. It's like, my brother, he was raised here too. It's like, there's 5 of us, but the rest of them are from like New York and New Jersey. But it's like, you get my one brother, it's like, he has a complete hick accent. Seriously, it's like, my name's Wade. And they'll be like, hi, I'm Mandy. It's like, what the hell happened?
Where did you pick this up? Yeah.
You're a city girl. You've lived in
I
Orlando.
wasn't. I was born in the most hick town of them all. I promise you. I was. There is like nothing but cows and cow crap everywhere. That is where I am, out in the country where there's like nothing else.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so everyone was a farmer.
My brother was born in Tampa, which is a city, and it's like got me. That's like, I'm like looking at him. But you know, when I was little, my everybody used to ask me if I was from a different country, because at first I did have an accent, but it was my mom and my dad's combined. My mom was from New Jersey, my dad was from New York. So I'd go around saying hot dog and like all that stuff. You know, it's like, oh, it's like, right. I still say nasty and everything like that. You know, it's like I still have a little bit. But they'd be like, I had one kid ask me, it's like, are you from Australia? I'm like, what? I'm like,
those are not similar at all.
I'm like, I go, how does hot dog sound like?
You sound like you're from South Boston.
I don't know what I sound like, but it was a combination of my mom and my dad. Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, I pick up a little. I have a lot of friends on the East Coast. In fact, my co-author is on the East Coast, so like I've heard all of those, and they're all like, "Oh, you have an accent," and I'm like, "What?
You have an accent?"
What? That's what they tell me. Yeah,
really?
I'm from Kansas. They tell me I have a slight accent when I'm up there. I work really hard not to have it, so hopefully I mostly eliminate it. But
say BOX.
What?
BOX.
Say it. I'm gonna spell it, but you're gonna say the word BOX.
Box.
Okay, no, you don't have an accent.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I'm the only one here that does.
But I grew up in the country as well.
John.
Oh yeah.
I can't help it. Mine,
But
if I try not to have it, Kristen, if I try not to have it, it makes it worse. It really does. So I just go.
He's even sacrificed people to the friggin' volcanoes in Hawaii to get rid of it. It just hasn't worked.
Yeah, it just hasn't worked. I watch a lot of British television, so maybe that's part of it as well. I will on occasion just slip into a British accent without even thinking about it. And, and I often, my characters almost always have a British accent. I will sometimes repeat the dialogue to myself, just to hear it out, to see if it works, to see if I like the rhythm. And then I'm just stuck in the accent the rest of the day. It's just where I am.
Is it Cockney British? Can't even talk. Is it Cockney British?
It's generally a London clip, like that very sort of proper,
refined.
Oh, yeah. She's proper British.
Proper. Okay. Yeah. I actually know the proper term for it, but I forgot it.
Her character's accents aren't like our friend Carrie. Carrie's got that Cockney accent. I've been on the phone.
I love Carrie though.
Yeah, I love Carrie too, but I've been on the phone when she's went on rampages, and that Cockney British comes out quick.
No, well, she sounds a lot like my stepfather, so I understand. Amazingly, because I'm hearing impaired, I actually understood everything she said, though.
Nice.
Oh, I do too. But there's just a lot of bloody bastard and just things like that in there.
I would love listening to that. That would be fantastic. I would just be like, you could just read from the phone book and I will sit here and listen to you.
Like, I'm not going to say names, but she referred to somebody as that little shite.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Carrie, I'm sorry. I knew you watch every episode.
I have a question about her trilogy, though. It's like I didn't get to look over too much of it. I do apologize. I do know what the books are about and everything. But like when you what was the inspiration like when you decided to come up with like the first one and everything? Did you know from the beginning that it was going to be a trilogy? It's like most authors do, but it's like I don't know if you just decided to collaborate and or I'm not collaborate, but just kind of go with it and. Yeah, expand. Well, that's it. Thank you.
Well, it came from tragedy in that, my husband, he chose to end his life, and it was a year and a half after we'd been married, so I went from newlywed to widow. And you always people talk about wishing they could say goodbye and they'd have that one last conversation. And I heard a piece of music and I just sort of started envisioning this young couple where the husband had passed away and they were actually having one last conversation, which then gave me the concept for the Soulbound. And then the characters started to develop and then the story started to develop. And then I realized that in order to do it the way that it needed to be done, it needed to be a trilogy. So it was a process. I think by the time I actually started writing the book, it was fairly early on in writing the first book that I knew it needed to be a trilogy. So that's kind of how it went. It just developed.
So this was basically your closure.
It was my way of working through the grieving process and just feeling like that time had a purpose. It was rebuilding
Absolutely.
And refinding, and a little bit reinventing myself and saying goodbye, and then also just having something. It ended up giving me a lot of purpose, which was really good because when that happened, I just did not know what I was supposed to do at that point. And it wasn't that I'd never had dreams or plans. In fact, growing up, I didn't want to get married or have kids. And then I met him and I, fell madly in love and we got married and he was wonderful and I wouldn't take it back. Even if I'd known all the pain, I still would have been with him because it was just he was such an amazing person. And it was worth, the time I got with him was worth the hurt.
Absolutely. And yeah, I've been through that the period where you just wish you had the chance to say goodbye. And
Yeah, kind of like I told her earlier, like I told her earlier, it comes like in waves. It's like one day you're just angry and you just want to rip everything to pieces, and the next day it's crying, and then it's remembering good times and trying to be happy, and it just rinse, wash, repeat, and rinse, wash, repeat, and then you finally get to a point where you're like, I've got to channel this in some way, shape, or form, or I'm going to go crazy.
Useful. Yeah. So
yeah, but I'm sure the trilogy did help you a lot with that and everything, and I bet that like during the process, you probably felt like he was with you like the whole time as well.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I would generally get so locked into a creative headspace, like I would lose all track of time or space and just be like, wait a minute, it's dark now. You know, it was 5 minutes ago, it was morning, and now it's dark. What happened? Did I eat? You know, I'm notorious for forgetting to eat when I'm in the zone. Like, I'll just, like, hours later look up and go, oh, man, I'm hungry. You know, and then realize I didn't eat. That's why I'm hungry.
Today's Saturday. God, it was just Wednesday. I've been here 3 days.
It was Sunday. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I have lost track of time. Well, and I work at home. I don't have to go anywhere. It's a little different now that, like, I do have a co-author and she has, you know, like a regular job and she has a family. And so now I am a little more regulated in that, like, I know her schedule. Like, so I know what day it is based on what time we're going to get together to write. So I kind of know. But then there are times where I'm like, oh, I'm feeling really creative right now, but she's at work. You know, that's not, I can't do it. So,
have you been more able to get out and actually do like appearances for like book promotions and stuff now, since everything's kind of starting to get back to normal?
I haven't done really any physical appearances lately, but it's actually starting up. I'm going to be going to TolCon in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the end of this month. So April 29th through May 1st, I'll be at that convention in Tulsa. And I'm actually one of the guests there. And then in June, I'll be at Smallville Comic-Con with a booth and my co-author. So we'll have, and that's why we have 2 books coming out in a month, is so that all of the Fae Touch Chronicles, that whole series, will be done in time for that convention. So and we're insane. There's also the level of insane.
You should come over here to our con whenever we get it back.
Yeah,
it's called Amazing.
It's just very hit and miss.
Because there's a big fan base over here for fantasy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really just love the con crowds. And I've never gone as a guest or a vendor until, the plan was always to get the whole trilogy out, and then I was going to start doing the convention circuits. But then the whole trilogy came out, and so did COVID. So yeah. I didn't get to do any of that. So it sort of delayed plans. But in the meantime, between December and the end of May, I will have released 5 books. So I'll have quite a few. I'll have like a book table of 8, and then my co-author is going to bring some of her books as well. So we'll have a nice full table in June. So like a little bookstore.
COVID's been productive time for Miss Stovall.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I'm such an introvert, and I have a visual disability, so I can't actually drive. So usually I'm dependent on other people. So it was really like, it didn't change that much for me. Everyone's like, oh my God, I never leave the house. And I'm like, yeah, no, isn't it great? You know, everyone's complaining about missing people. And I'm like, I mean, I'm good.
Well, I'm the same way, though. I was so happy to be able to just stay home and not do anything like that, like go into the office and like be around the people and everything, because it's like my job made us stay home for like 9 months and everything like that. So then, like, when we actually went back to the office, it's like I felt so awkward. It's like, but here I do like the live streams or like other little clip things and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I can do that. I go, but but then again, it's like I'm doing it all from home. I feel great.
Right. Yeah. And I can be extremely extroverted if I have like the filter of I'm doing something for my books or I'm wearing a costume. Then there's like the safety net. But if it's just me having to be social at a party, I'm like, this is a nice plant. I like your salt shaker. You know?
I do that awkward stuff too.
This is good salt. It's salty. The salt is, yeah. you know. So,
Kind of like,
and then
me when I was in high school
yeah.
trying to ask a girl out, like, "Hey, your hair smells pretty. Sorry,
Oh my
didn't mean
goodness, it's
that."
creepy.
I bet you're like, your
Yeah.
skin looks like skin. Not touch you.
Yeah, totally not trying to be Buffalo
Leans
Bill.
a little bit. I was gonna say it leans a little bit to it places the lotion in the bucket. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
It
sorry to
puts the
disturb
lotion
you.
in the basket.
I'm just going to leave now. And then next thing you know, I'm the
Puts
weirdo
the
kid
lotion
in the
on the
entire
skin,
school.
then in your basket. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna
Yeah.
go. Bye.
Yeah. Or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
get the hose again.
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
well, I'm going to go over here and go sit in the corner alone to make it even more creepy.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Have you
I mean,
seen that movie, John, Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
so funny.
Oh my god, yeah.
Such a funny
I'm so
movie.
happy you've seen. It's like one of my favorite movies because
Yeah.
Judd Apatow. It's like one of my most favorite like directors and everything. So you need to watch that movie.
It's really
I'm
funny.
You ever
surprised
seen
I haven't
Freaks and
watched it
Geeks
because
or anything like that?
I love
I
Judd
haven't seen,
Apatow.
but
Freaking
so-
love his freaking movies. You
And
need to
it's
watch
been-
that. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I can't believe you haven't
It's
seen that
really
with Jason
funny.
Segel. It's freaking hilarious. And Paul Rudd.
Why is my phone? Oh, my phone decided randomly that it was just gonna Siri, and I'm like, no. It's
No,
been
not
doing that lately, where
really.
it randomly acts like I asked it something. Like I really didn't. I did not do that. Why are you trying to look up something that I wouldn't even look up? Shut up, phone. I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
my
you off.
Watch that movie, John. Watch it.
I will. I promise. I will.
It's
Bridget.
because it's in Hawaii. That's why I'm telling you to watch it.
Oh yeah, I really want to go to that resort just to walk around now.
I know. It's like you just want to go, like, be part of it. Be like, hey, I'm here. Like, where they all were. The movie's great. It's freaking
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah,
And then you
I'm
have to
actually-
watch the spin-off with Get Him to the Greek. Watch that one next.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I've got Get Him to the Greek. I love that movie. He goes,
Russell Brand.
Once-
Yeah, the first one is that's what it's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So watch that one.
Well, I haven't watched that one, so I'll have to do that. I'm actually house sitting for my sister for 2 weeks, so I'll have to watch that one. That's part of the
Watch
plan
it.
now.
It's like, what are we smoking? We're smoking a Jeffrey. Why you call it a Jeffrey? Because nobody's scared of a boy named Jeffrey. I'm freaking out.
Oh my
dude.
god, and the
Just let me
song
get
at the
rid of
end
wall.
when he starts singing Furry Walls, or the song that he calls the clap, and it sounds like a Clash song. Oh, the movie's hysterical. I freaking love that movie.
What's in the Jeffrey? He goes, well, heroin, smack, angel dust, cocaine, a little bit of weed.
Oh my gosh.
The movie's it's so horrible. I mean, like all the jokes and everything, like with the innuendos and stuff like that. It's just.
I mean, if it follows the Russell Brand
Like-
character from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, that's
friendly.
what it is. It's all about that character. It's that
cool.
character. It's like it goes into like more detail about who that character is. So
Nice.
it's
I tell you,
great.
I will say this: most people look at Russell Brand as that character, but I watch him on YouTube all the time, and he is so intelligent that it is scary. And people just don't realize it. He is super smart about all this stuff. It's like, dude, do you even have a life outside of your house? Like, do you just sit in there and read constantly? Because he's like a political science and medical stuff and all this other stuff, or he's just full of crap and he's just making it all up and it sounds cool and professional.
There's like somewhere in a mix, somewhere in between the two. He is an actor. Maybe he had someone write a script for him and he just did that.
But I enjoy him. I mean, because he does put a logical spin on it. Do I agree with everything he says? No, of course not. But he presents it not in a hateful way, as a way of making you think. And that's appreciative, especially with the way things are in the world right now, where people, instead of sitting down and civilly talking to each other, you just can you understand my opinions? Yes, but I don't agree. Just constantly shouting back and forth at each other.
Yeah. That's when I'll bring up some random really weird thing and just derail the conversation. Like,
I do that at work all the time.
I really just avoid those conversations in general. Like, I'm very, very, everything like that for me is like, that's not part of my public life. It doesn't need to be. I'm just, I'm
Yeah, I was
very
at,
like close to the cuff with all of that.
I was at work not too long ago, and some of the guys in there started rambling on about political stuff, and they look at me and they go, "So what do you think, John?" I'm like, "Oh, they got that new cherry cola slushy over at 7-Eleven. It's pretty awesome."
Right. Please don't ask me these questions. I don't want to take part in your death match.
No, I hate politics. I despise it,
No.
and
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Same.
I don't even
I'm
watch
just
the
like,
news.
Let's not talk about it. You went from
Yeah.
the funny movie and just
to not liking that. I mean, I like to talk about the made up politics of made up worlds,
But no, it's like I actually enjoy discussing like politics and everything like that and religion to see what everybody's different like perspective is on everything, their viewpoint and everything. But right now I've had a really bad week, so I don't want to discuss anything serious.
Right. I'm one of those people that will just look up documentaries about random things and watch them, or I'll watch like someone's rant about a political thing, and I won't agree or disagree with it. I'll just like watch it and be like, "Wow, you are really passionate right now. Oh, now you're crazy. Now you've all right. The aliens are okay. I'm gonna keep watching though, because I'm one that like I have no qualms listening to something I don't agree with, or just listening to it because it's there. But I'm like, don't ask me to comment on it.
Well, the
Except if
aliens.
it's like a really crazy cult group, and then I'm like, dude, you gotta watch this. This person thought that the dude was gonna bring their dog, like keep their dog alive forever. You have to watch this. It's incredible.
It's like
that's one thing I'll get on.
Like, what's your honest opinion? And
I want the aliens to come see me because I want to go on a magic spaceship ride.
Right. I'm like, my honest opinion is I'm here until I find the door to Narnia.
Hey, you got to pay the price for the ride sometimes.
They're gonna probe them. But I have a feeling he might like it, so we'll just skip over that conversation and.
Well, we don't want to offend the aliens, We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to offend the aliens. And like one group of aliens is like, that's not how we probe, and the other group of aliens is like, that is how you're supposed to probe. And then it becomes a whole social media thing between aliens, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, and then you got a red baseball. Then you got a red baseball cap that says, "Let's make probing great again."
Oh God.
Yes,
God.
I want a shirt that says it, John.
I feel like that shirt,
I want a shirt that
shirt and that hat would go nuts.
Logo on it, John. I want it to say, "Let's make probing great again."
And then it's an alien with a bad toupee going.
Do it. I'll wear it.
Amazing. Do it. I love it. I think a lot of people would love that. I really do.
I think they would love it. That's why I want one. So let's do it.
And
at the very least, you'll get people talking.
And in the background is just a really cliche UFO sucking up some random redneck or something. Silhouette of it.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I love it.
But I always ask John for stuff and he never gives me crap.
Wow, what do you want from me? You want that t-shirt and hat?
I wanted a t-shirt.
Why can't you draw me the design?
Why do I have to draw it, John? Just because I'm an artist.
Because you're an artist and you have and make it yours, make it your own.
No one can scream copyright. So, except you, if you did it, then you can copyright.
It takes like 1,000,000 years.
So, have you got any other projects outside of the Souls Trilogy that you're working on? Any kind of like Tolkien-ish or like sci-fi fantasy or something like that that you got?
Tolkien is definitely a major inspiration for me. Big inspiration with the epic fantasy trilogy. I'm working on what's sort of a Victorian fantasy romance trilogy series called the Feytouch Chronicles. It's 4 books, which are Seer's Choice, Healer's Touch, Lady of the Loch, and Agent of Change. And the concept is Fey-touched are people who have magic because they have Fey in their lineage. So, somewhere in their ancestry is a member of the Fey. And that's how they have magic. And we have, it's a series, but it's a series in that we introduce like the 4 leading men in the first book. And then each book kind of ends up they kind of are the leading man in each different book. And it's all set in this world. The first two are really interconnected, where some things get answered at the end of the second book, I suppose, stuff that we set up in the first gets answered in the second. And then the next two are a little bit more connected, but all of the characters are kind of interconnected. And the four men went to boarding school together, so they grew up as friends. And it's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. It starts off in Scotland. And so those first two books take place in like the Scottish Highlands. So if you're into Outlander or any of the Victorian era stuff, a lot of people I think will really like it. If people are into Bridgerton, they'll hopefully like it. And so the first two books, Seer's Choice and Healer's Touch, are very connected. The third book is called Lady of the Loch, as in Loch Ness, and there's even a little Nessie on the cover. So we kind of deal with that. We have a brief little mention of Jack the Ripper. It actually takes place, the first book takes place the spring after the final confirmed Ripper victim was found. So it's all kind of set in that era, and there are little things that we tie in from history, and then also like the fantasy elements and the romance elements. So there's, if people are into that, like historical but also fantasy, a little bit of folklore, I think they'll really like it. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of goes all over the place.
So it takes a lot of influence from Tolkien's, I'm probably going to say this completely wrong, the Silmarillion, is that how you say that? The story of the elves?
No, it's really not at all like that. Like it's not. The Fae Touch Chronicles are set in this world. We've added fantasy elements, and there aren't, the Fae are a present entity, and they're sort of like the Fae realm. So it kind of deals a little bit more with like Celtic folklore based on the fairy folk and the Fae, and that's really where it goes. I would say the trilogy has a lot more inspiration from Tolkien than the Fae Touch Chronicles. I wanted to stretch different writing muscles and show that I could tell a different kind of story, but also there must be fantasy elements in it or I will get bored and wander off. There has to be some magic.
It always amazed me with Tolkien, especially with his Lord of the Rings, how many years it took him to write those. It was like, half of his life was spent creating that whole thing.
And he created entire languages and entire histories for multiple races and parts of the world, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. So
have you seen in New Zealand you can actually go stay at the Hobbit holes? They actually have them now.
You could stay there now.
Take me. I want to go.
I want to go to Hobbiton. Like someday I want to go to New Zealand and just go to all the places and take little bits of dirt.
I'm gonna run a contest. It's like, who wants to take Mandy on a date to New Zealand?
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great.
I'll get right to work on that ahead. What's the prize? You get to pay for a vacation for Mandy. That's your prize.
We're gonna stay in the Hobbit houses.
And then they're like, do I get to be with Mandy? I never said that. You don't get to be there. You just get to pay for the vacation.
Get to pay for the vacation.
And you'll get
a photo op. They get a photo op with a standee.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, not in the same room. You're
not in the same room.
Exactly.
Thou shalt not touch me.
I know, I was really excited when it was like, you have to stay 6 feet away from people, and I'm like, yes, now everyone else has to do what I've always preferred they do.
Stay away from me, please.
Give me the space. It's not that I have anything against you, it's just I have a very large bubble.
It's like, the pandemic happens, and you're like, well, what changes?
I know, introverts were like, it is our time.
Yeah, it's like introverts. It's like,
and then
you watch everybody else dying around you, and you're like, "What's the problem?" It's like,
and then a new fear arises in that it starts to, people start coming out again, and you're like, "Oh God, the extroverts and the huggers." they're gonna come for me. You know?
Oh yeah, that's like somebody made a joke about that one time. It's like it was my ex-mother-in-law actually. She seen somebody hug me, and afterwards she realized that I don't like to be hugged.
I have a hug circle, and if you're in that list of people who can hug, that's fine. But otherwise, don't hug me. Like I don't
So
touch
then she
a
made
whole
it
lot.
a point to watch my face every time somebody different would hug me, and she would just laugh her ass off every single time because she realized that Mandy doesn't like hugs. It's like I have like you said, you have a certain circle of people that you'll allow to touch you,
and they're fine. You know, I'm usually just completely comfortable hugging them. There's nothing weird about it. I will initiate the hugs, but if like there are those people that they know you through one thing, but they're huggers, and so it's always like, oh, I missed you so much, and you're like, yes.
And then you actually, the bad part is you can't hide that face, John. You can't.
No.
Matter
Luckily,
what you do,
just
so
when
then,
you're hugging, usually their face is back here, so they don't see the face
until
that well.
somebody tells them that sees the face.
Like, yeah, they looked real tense.
Like they didn't look really comfortable giving you that hug there. It's like, what do you mean?
Have you ever seen in the movie Step Brothers when him and his actual brother hugged at the end, but they were kind of like almost choking each other, and they barely punching each other, and then when they got away, they go, "Yeah, that was good. We hugged it out," but they were like choking.
I've seen that movie once, and I don't remember that part, but I saw it once years ago.
It was like at the end.
And I thought of the worst part in it, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, you thought of the drum set scene.
Yeah, I thought of the drum set.
Poor Will Ferrell will never live down the fact that he put a nutsack on a drum set.
The drum set. I wasn't going to say it because we had a lady in our presence, John.
Like I said, I've seen it, but I think I blocked that scene
like
out.
that, but we have a lady here. We shouldn't speak such words.
I apologize.
You shouldn't let that you let that slip in your mouth like diarrhea from your mouth.
I was speaking through you because I knew what you were thinking.
Yeah, but we could have just went.
No, I think I'll live. I used to do Ren Fair cast, so trust me, I've heard it.
Oh God, Ren Fairs.
Yeah,
I want to go to a Ren Fair so bad.
They're fun. They're really fun.
I want to go to a LARPing live action role play.
Yeah.
I just want to just crank beanbags into people's faces and go fireball, bow, knock them out.
I've got friends who were really into it before the pandemic, and I think they'd like to get back into it again. And I mean, they are serious about it. They're very serious about it, and I respect it. I think that's awesome and great. But I'm also like, having heard all the level of detail and everything you go through there, like I have to save that for the books, man. Like I can't. I gotta. It would be too much for me.
Like, what are you working on?
Commitment.
Like, what you working on, Tom? Working on this super dragon scale magic armor that deflects all magic, and then he shows up and it's just a couple of cardboard boxes he taped together and painted black or something.
They spend some money on
I go all the time.
Yeah, they spend money on those costumes. It's impressive. Like, I love when they like show you the costume pieces and you're like, this is so cool. You know, but when they're into LARPing, they spend. It's an investment. It's a big investment, like time and money. It's incredible. Like I look at them, I'm just like, that is amazing. I'm jealous that you can do it, but also I'm exhausted just looking because I don't think I can do it.
So there's this group over here of cosplayers that call themselves the 501st, and it's off subject, but it's Star Wars related.
Yeah, they have 501st groups all over the country. Yeah, they're.
And I talked to one of them one time, and he said that the prerequisite to join them is, one, you have to create your own stormtrooper armor or some armor to that effect that actually looks.
I want to be a stormtrooper
like it should be in the movie, because they get hired to go to premieres and stuff and stand outside of the theaters and different things like that. The most impressive one I ever seen was the guy that did a Boba Fett. He even had the voice modulator thing inside the helmet.
That's cool. Yeah.
It did the whole New Zealander accent like that actor does and everything.
Nice. Yeah, I used to do so. I mean, the most intense cosplay I ever did was Killer Frost from the Flash series on CW, and I mean, I had like the wig, the makeup, I had white tie, like every piece of exposed skin had to be white, like actual like painted body paint white, and just it was intense. I even had like hand effects to look like ice and they like lit up and everything. So that was a long day. But I did get to meet the actress who plays her, so that was also really, really cool. She's like, "You look awesome." I'm like, "Thank you. Have a book." Because I do go to cons and I go, "Have a book." So there are celebrities. Billy Boyd has a copy of Soulbound. Let me just say that. Pippin from Lord of the Rings has a copy of Soulbound.
I heard he's like awesome to meet.
Oh, he was so cool. He was so nice. I loved it. He was just a blast. He was so fun.
We had Sean Astin, who played Sam, and we had him come over here.
Cool.
I mean, you talk about this guy was part of our childhoods, Goonies, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And he was born into
How come
basically
he's not on the show?
Sean Astin, probably because I've not asked him, and also I don't, I reach out to him.
Ask him.
Just randomly ask Sean Astin, "Hey, Sean,
yeah,
do
why
this
not?
show."
Let's randomly ask him. Why not? That's how shit happens.
But
it is true. Sometimes they say yes.
Sometimes they say yes. I'm gonna ask him. Screw this. I'm not
Just go on Twitter and be like, "Sean Astin."
But we sat there, and me and my son sat there and talked to him. It was like we've known each other for years. Just the way he was with everybody. Wow. And then I have met some butt heads at the cons, that were like, less than stellar individuals.
Yeah.
But that's in all walks of life. But yeah, Sean Astin was just such a salt of the earth person.
Yeah, I've heard he's very nice. So, yeah, I would love to meet him. He's just never been at a con that I could get to when I could get there. It's never worked out, but I would love to meet him.
So reach out to him, Mandy. Go ahead.
I'm going to. I'm going to do it. You think I'm joking?
No, I think I have known you briefly just for this interview, and I'm like, oh, she's doing it.
She's doing it right now. Look.
Like she's doing it right now. Like I saw the intensity. You were like, I am doing. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
He's never gonna respond to me because he's gonna be like, who is this lunatic in my like DMs? To be like, it was me. It's like go like how I slid into your DMs like that.
Yeah. You ever seen Swim Fan?
Oh gosh.
Yes. That's me. But not with him. That's gonna be me with Skeet Ulrich and definitely Skeet. Yeah. I already got a video of James Marsters telling me, Mandy, it's Spike, but it's like I already have that. So, but now I just need to make babies with Skeet and I'll be good.
Mine is Ben Barnes. Ben Barnes.
It's like it's like forget about the video of somebody saying my name. It's like I need the real thing.
Yeah.
Just reach out to them on Cameo. Say, look, I don't need no get well soon or any of this other crap. I'm just giving you this money because I want you to physically show up at my house.
Yeah. I mean, I did. The person that I cast as the lead male character in the prequel, The Twisted Path, his name is Toby Regbone. He's in The Last Kingdom. He was on a show on the CW called Reign, and that one's been off for a while. But like I did a cameo and told him, hey, I sort of mentally cast you in this role, and he was so sweet. He mentioned the book name in the cameo to me. He mentioned my name, and then he put it on his public page, and I actually a book club got in touch with me and read The Twisted Path because of that. So it was really, really cool. And then I also got to have a sit down and chat with the book club once they were all done, and it was just a blast. They were the coolest ladies.
I mean, that's what I did with I got to talk to Andre Gower earlier this year, and that's all I did. I just saw him on Instagram, and I was like, hey, Andre, you want to come on the podcast? Yeah, here's my personal email. Get in touch with me, and we'll talk about it. And
that's cool.
We had a little email chat back and forth, and next thing you know, he was on the show. So yeah, I mean, you
Nice.
could
So
do that with
cool.
Sean Astin. He probably would.
I mean,
Owns your
sometimes
license.
they do. You never know. Sometimes they do.
She's got the
Sometimes
wheels
they
turning.
ignore you completely, but sometimes they do.
Yeah, I
already
mean,
have them pulled up and everything, and the message is pulled up.
oh, he
This
messaged you.
is happening right now. This is it.
Yeah,
So
because
now I
he's
can
on.
be like,
Because yeah, there's an Instagram profile. It's like I'm just using the broken phone right now, but yeah, he's on.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. You say you're gonna do something and you do it.
Would you call me a liar?
I didn't think anybody was gonna call me a liar, but it's like, don't call me sane, you know.
Well, what would be the fun in that, you know?
Yeah, I know
I'm the
exactly.
crazy fangirl.
That happens a little bit. Actually, no, I'm not a crazy fangirl, so I'll talk to them normal. But it's like, but with Ski, it's like there's just a whole nother thing there. I'm just telling you right now.
It's a whole nother level.
Wipe your mic off. You're drooling.
It's like you like tape them up and kidnap them.
Oh, God.
Look,
But don't
Look.
tell them that.
Look,
Well, you
Kathy,
just did it on a podcast, so you might be in trouble
yeah,
now.
Kathy,
They're like,
baby.
I
no,
would
you
just
played
like
this
to
out from the
say-
beginning, lady. I'll be like, no, I was joking then. But then when I seen him, it's like, you know, my other personality took over.
I'm just gonna say right now for anyone listening, I was not part of the kidnapping. I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
And
You're
I am
all
going-
going down with
Help
me.
this.
You're
I'm
all
going-
going down with me.
I am going to say this for legal reasons. Fiendish Fantasy Productions LLC does not agree with those thoughts and opinions of Btfiends.
We're both just like,
I
you're
will
on
not
your own
kidnap
for this.
Taylor. I promise you, I will. I'm like half his size. I would not be able to kidnap him. Just saying. But he should willingly let me.
You should just get in the van. Just open the door.
He should. He should just get in the vehicle. Just,
Oh my God. No, it's fine. Just get. I've got Starbucks. Get in the van. Oh my God.
Hey, I'm almost a 50-year-old man. Why is this van rolling up next to me? And why is this woman throwing Starbucks at me? It's super hot. And it's hurting my skin.
yeah, it's super
Oh
hot.
my God. I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
Okay.
Why am I waking up in this basement? Why?
Oh, God.
Why?
'Cause
Where
he
are my
loves me.
clothes?
We're
That's
back-
why.
We
Because
are
he loves
back
me.
to it. Places the lotion in the bucket. We have
Yeah.
managed to come full
He
circle,
wakes
and there
up
is
in the
once again a bucket.
basement because he loves me.
Misery was a work. Misery was a work of fiction, ladies and gentlemen, but now Mandy has made it nonfiction.
What?
Oh my gosh.
How do you know this isn't a cartoon I'm gonna make?
Nice save.
think they're
Nice
gonna
save.
air that.
I respect that attempt.
You
Like nobody
brutally
tell him about this
kidnapping.
episode because he's gonna be really scared of me.
This will be the one
Okay.
episode that he does hear about and watch. You know this, right? This is gonna be.
Oh,
this
he
is gonna
has
be
that
this
thing
one.
where he keeps promoting that app where if you ask him a question, he will respond to you. So I should just ask him, would you let me willingly kidnap you?
Oh, God.
And then see what he says.
Or
Then
he'll
if I'm
say
gonna get
nothing
blocked
and then
and get like, oh, I'm gonna get a restraining order.
police
Yeah.
will be knocking on your door.
My name's Detective So and So. We have reports of some inappropriate questions being asked on this app, and so here's a restraining order. You have a good day.
Oh my God! And then it'll become a Lifetime movie. You know. It's
Oh
gonna be
yes, let's do
amazing.
that.
Mandy sleeps with the
Everybody wants a
restraining
Lifetime
order every
movie.
night.
Everybody does.
You're sleeping with the restraining order and tucking it in.
He
Yes,
knew
and
that
Oh
I
my
was
God, because
alive
he'd have
for
his
the use of
signature,
this.
wouldn't it? That is one
Yeah.
way to get his autograph. Who's winning? You know, like who's the loser? You know, they're nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want a celebrity's autograph, and they
Oh,
aren't
God.
They're
willing to give
restraining
it to you?
order. I just realized that, like how See, look, there's
Just commit a
solutions to
crime.
everything, and that one
Just-
would be free. You wouldn't have to
Yeah.
pay them like $50 at a Comic-Con to get it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
just commit a felony, and you'll
Just
get a
be
restraining order.
creepy.
You'll
Just
get
be
their
creepy.
signature, and you could frame it. You know how much you could probably sell it for too?
Oh God. Until it becomes a trend, and then it
I
just
want
stops
no part of
working.
it.
Oh my God! We just,
yeah,
we
I'm
just-
not.
We need to patent this idea right now.
No, I don't.
Sorry.
I mean,
I'm good.
Kristen, we're making history.
I own an
I mean,
LLC.
I'll be a silent person. I'm more just like, this is happening, and I'm here.
But she's laughing, so she's obviously not 100% against it. So
Yeah, I can't patent that. I mean, I do own an LLC, but I'm sure I'll be liable for that.
Right.
Kidnapping.
don't be a fuddy-duddy and ruin everything, John.
Well, you go and patent your kidnap
John
service.
is Mr. Killjoy. John is Mr. Killjoy. Making a new song for you, just for you. You love it?
I love it.
Jazz
It's
hands.
fantastic. It's like a little jingle. A little jingle.
No, it's called John Doesn't Want to Go to Prison.
Well, that'll be your song too. We're gonna make a whole musical out of it now.
Yeah, it'll be your musical. You know.
Behind the scenes musical.
Accessory to kidnapping of a former Hollywood star. There you go.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna love it.
Oh my God.
I have like a whole thing in my head now. It's cool.
Yeah, we'll do like
Oh my God.
an Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like a play with Nightman and Dayman
Oh my God.
called The Kidnapping of Skeet, and how I didn't want to be part of it. We'll invite him to the premiere so he can get super uncomfortable.
I love him though.
And then I'll get on my knees in front of him going, "Please forgive me, Skeet, for I didn't know she was going to go through with it."
For I did not know what she would do.
This is great.
Even
I
though
love
she
it.
laid out the whole plan for me, but I thought she was joking.
If you look over to the right,
This is magic.
look over to the right. If you look over to the right, you'll see the fire exit. You might want to run for it now.
The next big Broadway hit, we're all up for Tony's. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, I want my own Tony.
And then I do Then I do a really sad spin and moonwalk like Michael Jackson away from him.
Can you do a moonwalk? I want to see it right now.
No, I'm not going to.
Do it now. No.
I will not
I
give in.
cannot. We wouldn't be able to see his feet anyway. So he could just be moving back and forth and say, "I'm moonwalking." And
I
we
have
wouldn't
on
know.
green shorts and I'm sitting in a green screen, and that would look really weird. Because you would
I wanna
see
see
through
it.
me.
I wanna
No,
see it. I want to see it.
no,
I want to see it, John, please.
no.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
Your bottom's gonna
John,
disappear.
please.
New from Universal
That
Studios.
part of
This
John.
has gone so many directions.
You've seen the Invisible Man, now the Invisible Crotch.
That's my next Universal monster I'm gonna draw too. The Invisible Man. It's perfect, John.
Just comes in as a flasher, opens his coat, you see all the way through. See me. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That just took it way too far, John. I don't agree with that.
I'm sorry, Kristen.
Amazing. No, it's totally fine. It actually takes all the pressure off me. I'm like, no, that can go. This is amazing. I'm just gonna sit here and laugh.
An interview, and it turned into a skeet obsession, and then like a let's see the Invisible Man routine, moonwalking.
And
Come
a
on.
musical.
You know,
I know
it
it's a
happens.
musical with the Invisible Man moonwalking.
You know, this has probably been the worst podcast episode she's probably ever done. She's probably like, Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no, this This is actually one of the really fun ones. The best ones just go off on tangents and they're free flow.
Talking
and,
about John, I am fun. I am like the life of the party.
She's delightful.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, no, she's delightful. She actually reminds me of a friend of mine, so I'm like, this is awesome.
One of those friends who need drug tested?
No. Not to my knowledge. Maybe for a job.
Nice, John. I'm just crazy. Don't do drugs.
I prefer normal impaired.
He's like, I'm a crazy person. I'm a crazy person.
Normal, I like that. Normal impaired.
Normal impaired. Normal impaired.
Normal impaired. I'm going to say that from now on.
Just normal impaired.
I'm just
Which really just means interesting and fun.
I am interesting and fun.
I mean, no, basically,
this at least somebody recognizes my talents and appreciates me for me.
This is how many of the conversations with my friends go. Like, we start out with, like, a point, and then it just goes crazy into crazy places. So, this is just a normal Sunday afternoon. No.
Just a wild and crazy guy.
Fine.
No, we never really take ourselves too seriously on here. Maybe that's a detriment, or maybe that hurts us, and maybe it doesn't. I just can't. I think
those are the ones that are the most fun to listen to. Though,
I
just
can't be
back and have fun.
That boring where it's just. So where were you born and what do you do?
Okay.
Yeah. Where were you born and what do you do?
So
I was born on Mars and I collect souls. That's No, I mean I was born in Kansas and I write books. That's what I write books.
So that's nice. So what inspired you to write your book?
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing too, is like most of the time it's just sort of the same questions. So it's like I've answered it numerous times and then I have to try and make it interesting again and I'm like, I don't know.
So Kristen, when you were 5 years old, did you know what 1 + 1 equals?
I think so, but I didn't care.
That's not the answer we were looking for, Kristen.
Kristen, I don't know. I don't know.
Is a pig gonna open and it's gonna be like Willy Wonka and like I fall into
freaking yes! Dress up like Willy Wonka next week.
Me and Luke have been talking about dressing up as Oompa Loompas for the con.
Oh, no, he should be Willy Wonka and you should be the Oompa Loompa.
Either or. And then we were gonna, this is when the Comic-Con comes back to the island.
I've got the story.
We were going to do that and then go around and try to interview people for the podcast.
Nice.
Sorry.
Can you imagine how awkward that would be that you're getting interviewed for a podcast by Willy Wonka and his Oompa Loompa? And I'm just
I feel like part of you would go, is this a real podcast or are these just people doing
I'm
dressing
up as Willy Wonka.
Then it's like
I'm
just
Luke's
your
twin.
Oompa Loompas.
Me and Luke are twins, so I can do it.
Yeah, he's perfect. Do it. Do the thing. I mean, you are the woman who contacted Sean Astin about doing a podcast. You can be Willy Wonka.
And then she is also the woman that just got blocked by Sean Astin.
And
he's gonna love me. He's gonna love me. They're all gonna love me.
Love me all of them. It's like I joke with my mom. I was like, I feel like with the way the first marriage went, I should just get to pick whichever guy I want. Like they should just be okay with me picking them because it was so hard. And now I should just get whichever one I want. Like, so that one's hot. This one, I mean, Ben Burns, I've picked you.
I need you all to line up on both sides.
There's something wrong with me, and I like. It's like I see the red flags, and I'm like, oh, my wedding dress would look good in red,
I do the same thing. That's why
You do that too? You think your wedding dress would look good in red?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he can pull it off. I really do.
I think he could. I really do.
I think you could. Yeah. I just don't have time. Stick to the imaginary ones.
Sorry, Beauty and the Beast came to mind.
Yeah.
But you're beauty, John. You're beauty. We just have to find your beast.
You
just have to find your beast. Yeah.
You want to be my beast, Mandy?
No. But I love you, John. That was a touching moment, I feel, but I just.
But I was going to give you the most interesting role.
I'm so happy
I
I
was
was
just gonna be the
here for
boring.
this.
I'm gonna be the teapot,
Nice. And then you can sing like the song that
or
goes with the whole thing.
I'll be the candle holder.
Lumiere.
Be a guest. Be a guest.
I was in that show once. I was one of the Gaston fangirls, so I've done that show. I've been there. I was
wanna be-
also a dancing spoon.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
love
be
my
Chip.
Disney movies. I have so many people tell me, it's like, oh, I can't stand Disney movies. It's like, what's wrong with you?
You can't stand happiness. You can't stand joy.
It's like I'm
just a little
definitely
bit of
like everything's. It's like I'm obsessed with horror movies and anything horror. It's like, yeah, that's true. But it's like when it comes to Disney, it's like, yeah, man, that's my jam. But it's like then when you have somebody tell you, it's like, I don't like Disney movies. It's like, you know what? It's like there's something wrong with them. They usually
can't
do
watch
turn out to be a
horror
bad
movies.
person, though. They do.
I've spent too much time cultivating my imagination for horror movies to be safe to me, because it does not matter that I am a grown woman. I will tell you where that monster is, what it looks like, when it's going to come out, what the weaknesses are, like, you know, and it's nothing that I have that I can fight them with. I cannot do
people
horror
tell
movies.
me, don't tell me what you think's going to happen. I'm like, why? It's like, because you know what's going to happen. You're always right. It's like, don't do it. Like, it's like I'm not allowed to say anything.
Yeah.
So you
When
analyze.
you start writing books, is that you know how like a story is formulated and how you put it together, and then you're watching something and like, well, they've been advertising this for half an hour, so you're like, this is gonna
It's like
happen.
you see the
This
part
is
and
gonna
you're like, oh, there's the foreshadow. This is what's gonna happen. And the kids are like, they're like, don't do this, Mom.
Right.
So it's not that you're scared of the horror movies; it's the fact you'll sit there and try to analyze the villain, like Michael Myers. You'd be like, well, I kind of feel sad for him because he seems like a youth that probably was from an abusive home, and just.
So I'm not scared of the movie itself. I'm scared of what my imagination creates after, and then I just lay there like, I'm gonna die tonight. I'm going to die. This monster I've created in my head, I'm pretty sure it's got to be real. Like. Doesn't matter. When you get in that headspace, rational mind knows it's not real, but your imagination is going, but what if?
I'll wake up in 3 a.m. and stuff like from bad dreams, and I'll sit and put on a horror film just to relax and to get back to sleep. So yeah, there's something wrong with me, but that's what I do.
Well, she gets up in the morning and goes, I had a good night last night. Oh, really? She has some good dreams? Yep, had wonderful nightmares.
The thing is, it's like what I consider nightmares are actually real life. And it's like some messed up things happen with that. And then it's like, if I have dreams with monsters and everything, and it's like, I wake up, it's, oh my God, I had the best dream ever. It's like, guess what happened? There's like this killer that was coming after everybody, and he would turn into this creature. It'd be like, I love those dreams. I get so excited. And I'm not scared in those. But like when it's a regular dream, like one of my exes show up, it's like I wake up like all frantic, like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, like the over-the-top nightmares don't usually scare me. It'll be like if something is happening to someone I care about, then I wake up and I'm really like disturbed and upset, But so we keep coming back to like horrible things. That just keeps coming back to that. I feel like the last line in this interview is going to be, "It places the lotion in the bucket." That's just where it's.
That's going to actually be the title of it.
It places the lotion in the basket.
Yeah.
It doesn't speak.
Or else it gets the hose again.
I'm sorry. You do that, and it's like you keep saying that, and then all I keep thinking about is like in Clerks.
Goodbye, horses. Would you do me? I do.
Oh, he like censored it.
Yeah, because it's a family show.
Is it? When did it become a family show?
Today.
Today?
Right, today.
The new leaf, everybody. We turned it over.
Woohoo!
We're
Until
G
the
now.
next time we turn it back over.
We found out that being R-rated wasn't the way to go.
I can't turn it off, Tom. I can't.
Just think about him dancing.
Just don't turn it off.
Yeah.
Just don't turn it off.
That'll
Just
completely turn it off. Right?
Because I'm
you.
sitting there, it's like I'm thinking, it's like, go next time I'm just gonna dress up like that and then do the whole thing. I'm gonna put those bathing, those bathing suits on, those bathing suits that look like a man's body with the hairy chest and everything. I'll put one of those on and I'll do the whole freaking thing. I will.
So you'll be wearing a man suit.
I'll wear
She's
a
gonna
man's suit. I'll be like, would you fuck me?
Oh,
Oh
God.
my! See, he goes. Well, we were a family show. Not anymore.
Never again. I'm gonna do it.
It's gonna happen.
You're gonna show up looking like Slim Goodbody.
Oh
in
my
one of those
God!
bodies.
It's like, it's such a good idea, though. It's like you're gonna be able to to say that. Look what happened on my show, like this crazy shit.
This happened.
See, Mandy
Happened.
was really sleepaway camp. See, look at
Oh
her
my
hairy
God.
chest. Her hairy chest.
I love it. Do it.
Okay.
Just do it. I'm
We,
like,
like-
you will do that thing.
You're
We
not
did
gonna sit
totally
there.
get off a subject. It's like we just totally went on like a complete rant, and it's like our.
Good. It's
like,
fine.
I took yous all on a ride on my thought pattern. It's like the train just
On
kept
your
going.
magic mystery ship.
Yeah, my
That's what
train
you
of
just
thought,
did.
Mandy's
hopped on it.
crazy train.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. Oh, I mean, that's just kind of how most of my conversations go, honestly.
But she loves me, John. So
I do.
Hey, guys,
I
if
do.
y'all didn't show
She's
up
my
here playing
best friend
anything.
now. We're best friends now. She's
we are
just
best
my best friend
friends.
now.
See that?
We are.
See that, John?
We're crazy
See, that's
people.
what you get. That's what you get.
You become best friends. Crazy
Best
friends.
Talking
We
about
get
my
interlocking
best
spray
friend.
jackets. It'll be fine.
Girl power.
John feels so left out. He's turning red.
He's just getting ready for that wedding dress. You
Yeah.
know.
The
Like,
red
make
dress.
Sure, yeah, the red dress. It's gonna be perfect. Like he's just
So I can look like
he's just thinking ahead.
just so I can look like Fiona from Shrek as I walk down the aisle.
Exactly. That's
Beautiful.
exactly how
You'll
it
look
goes.
beautiful.
I didn't
Fiona's
expect you to
beautiful.
agree, Kristen. I was thinking you would be like, no, you would
Gotta
look very
do it.
beautiful this time. No, you were
No,
like,
it's
oh,
just
yeah,
like
you look
Fiona was
perfectly like Fiona.
beautiful.
Fiona was
She was
beautiful.
beautiful. I thought Fiona was beautiful. She
I
was
thought
green,
Fiona was beautiful
but
too. What are you trying to say, John?
yeah, John. You got something against green ogres?
Yeah, exactly, John. I can
Ogres have
identify with
feelings,
ogres
too.
because I too have layers.
Exactly. Like a
Onions.
parfait or an onion.
Yeah, onions have
I'm like an
layers, John.
onion. I have
Yeah.
feelings. You peel it away.
Ogres are like onions. That's
Get
me.
out of here, donkey. Get out of my swamp.
You don't understand. We watch Shrek like all the time, John. That's my stuff there. Okay.
Alright, so that happened. So that we went there, that happened. We went to
Yeah,
Shrekland
it
for a
did.
while. Yeah.
Shrek
Well,
is friggin' amazing. I'm sorry.
And then we'll tell manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
See, it's like you have Mike Myers and then Michael Myers. Mandy.
Exactly. You know, you've got, like you said, layers. Layers.
Yes.
It is. Oh.
You know
And
what?
then
Let's
we
Get
all
like,
just
on it to
got
do
quiet.
more. I feel like we're doing like a pop culture quiz. Let's do it.
let's go.
John's like, what the hell has gotten into Mandy today? I'm depressed, John. Going through a breakup. Let's make this go.
Okay, that's not funny, and yet I laugh.
I'm
I
laughing.
enjoy your suffering.
I'm super depressed, and I did PCP, so let's get this thing going.
I've never done that. I don't think that would be a good idea, especially somebody like me. Holy shit. It's like, watch out, world. It's like, no, that's not a good idea.
You would just explode on everyone. Just like, hi, how are you? You would actually go find Skeech. Like, you would just be like, oh my god, here you are.
I'd be like, It's like, you don't need to give me Coke. So it's like, I'm already there.
Show up at Skeet's house. He'd be like, how'd you get? I ran. So
I ran all the
you
way
wanna-
from
Like,
where
they
I
gave
was.
me PCP, and you
You wanna
wouldn't
date?
believe the universe had opened up in my mind, and I was
And I
able
knew
to
where you were.
teleport here.
Exactly. I
And
snapped
she's
my
like-
fingers like Q, and I was just here.
and then she goes, have you
It's like, I
ever?
discovered magic.
And then she goes, and the magic was PCP.
And that's about the time
No, but
that
seriously, if you
the
gave that crap to
officers
somebody
just
like
land
me,
on top of
I
you.
really do think that there would be something a little extra there.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
believe that I'd be able to be like a Donnie Darko situation. Just saying.
Yeah, where you're laying in bed and a
And you're
plane,
like a
a plane
superpower.
engine falls off on top
I'm
of you.
going to be like in my bunny suit traveling back in time to like warn myself.
So you're gonna be
you know?
Frank.
It's like it's going to be Donnie Darko all over again.
Oh my god.
Wormholes.
Wormholes. It's Stargate. It's Stargate. That's what it is.
Yes, Stargate.
I
Yes,
love that.
I've been-
television show.
I mean, I've been rewatching the Stargate SG-1 here lately. Every once in a while, I have to rewatch it because I love it, and I've been going through another round of Stargate SG-1, and I'm like, this is such a funny show. It's so good. Why don't more people watch this?
I love Richard Dean Anderson. Richard Dean Anderson
Oh,
was
and he's so funny.
that was my my dude in the 80s, MacGyver, Stargate, all that.
You
Yeah,
said that really carefully, my dude.
a dude.
He's a
Him a
handsome
dude.
guy.
It's your dude.
He wasn't gonna say that was my like dream boat or my
Dream
dream guy.
man. Yeah.
Richard Dean Anderson, I love you.
He's
All
not
right,
gonna do a
so
whole
now
skit,
we know
like, he's not gonna do a whole
another
skit
actor
routine
who
here.
needs to be freaked out. Yeah.
Like, beware, John's gonna kidnap you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I will not
PCP.
kidnap anyone.
I'm just
John's
gonna
gonna
say-
kidnap you while he's on PCP. I'm just saying.
and then I
Be
want you to make
careful, because
want
he's
you to make
gonna
a
travel
bomb
to
out of
you by
shoestrings.
Harry.
Oh,
You're gonna
God.
travel to him by hurricane.
the trailer shaker. It's called a trailer.
A trailer shake. No,
Trailer
no, you said that.
shaker.
You said they were called trailer knockers.
No, I said trailer shakers.
No, you said knockers. Trailer knockers.
No, I said trailer shakers.
I bet. Okay, I want to bet you something, and that you really said that, and I'm gonna go back and watch it.
And I'm
I
gonna be
really
right.
seriously believe you said trailer knockers.
No, I didn't.
Hurricanes and trailer knockers.
And the next episode should be about whether or not which one of you is right. And you don't say till the end, and then it's a big reveal. And, you know,
Yeah, we'll do a cliffhanger on the next
Yeah.
episode.
yeah,
Who's
right
right?
there.
Mindy or John, you have to
Mindy.
come and stay tuned to Behind
Exactly.
the Feed.
Maybe you said trailer rockers, but it was trailer knockers, trailer rockers. You didn't say shakers. Look at John, like, don't tell me. Look at that, looking at me like, you woman, you hush your mouth.
Don't you tell me what to do.
It's like, don't you back talk me.
God, you totally took it back to the 1950s. Man. Like, you get back in that kitchen and make my dinner.
I was gonna
Oh
take it
my
there, but okay. Keep the beaver style, I guess.
While you're at it, you get me
However you like it, John.
while you're at it, you get me a beer.
Give me a beer, woman.
Give me a beer. Learn that wife beater.
Daddy's been working hard.
I want
I've
my
been working
slippers.
all day, woman. You're supposed to have dinner ready.
I don't want one of those TV dinners either.
Tell Junior to come over here. He needs a whipping because I'm sure he did something he weren't supposed to do. I'm sorry to anybody that was a father in the 50s. I'm not trying to insinuate that you were all assholes.
I am an asshole. I've been through like similar situations too, and you think that somebody like me would be like, you know what? I've been through that, so I'm not going to joke about it. But like, no, I'm joking about it, so nobody can say anything.
Yeah, no, as a widow, you sometimes
you
get a
can't
very
laugh about
dark
it.
sense of humor.
Oh yeah, I've got it. My mom. Okay, my mom.
Mhm.
She passed away like in 2020, but like before she did, she had this like really like huge habit of sending me articles on people that have dementia and how it's linked to dark humor. And she kept, I think she was nicely trying to tell me that I was, you're losing your mind. Or she's like, because I remember growing up, she would always tell me, she's like, the things you find funny are not funny.
So that was her way of being like, Mandy, I'm worried about you.
But it wasn't like one or two things. It's like it was a constant thing. Like my mom was doing research on it.
Yeah.
Like, why is my
Comes over,
daughter
she
like
goes,
this?
Yes, princess. I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you have dementia.
Oh my god.
But it's like, seriously, she goes, you find mean things funny, and that's not right. I love my mom, I miss her. But yeah, but it's like she seriously was doing research on why I was the way I was.
Why are you
And why I
the
thought
way
like
you
such
are?
and why my sense of humor was so dark. But seriously, there's that article where it does say that they link dementia with dark sense of humors.
I like that you're like, and why my humor is so dark, and then you link it like, yeah, but I might have that. It just happens the way
now
that
you can use that excuse. Be like, so John, here, disclaimer. You can say disclaimer. It's like, I know we said a bunch of stuff, but disclaimer, we all might have dementia. I'm gonna die.
Well, to my
God.
children.
Then we're gonna get. Oh my god.
Well, to my children, I want to say
I'm
this.
crying.
Daddy's probably only going to know who you are for another 5 years because there's a good chance I'm got dementia.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's gone so many places. So many places.
I don't mean it to my two sons. I might forget who you are.
Serious stuff for me. It's serious.
I,
It's like I can actually say, don't mind me.
I might end up in a Walmart.
God.
I might end up in a
Oh,
Walmart with no clothes and a mousetrap section.
That just sounds dangerous. That just sounds dangerous.
No,
like
it just
you
sounded
should
like
put
that was a
disclaimer
huge
on that
fetish
one.
of his. No,
Yeah.
it sounds like a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
A little bit. That was really random to pull out of nowhere.
It was. It's just like that wasn't just.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's not the first time you thought of that.
and hard about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was not off the cuff. It was
He's
there
like,
already.
he goes, yeah.
He's not denying it
Exactly.
either.
John's
Cool.
like, damn it, I got 2 of them on the show today.
Cool beans.
She's my people. She
This has
is.
been
She's
behind
my
the
people.
scenes, beating up on John and destroying what little bit of self-esteem he had left. Thanks, you guys, for watching.
It's like there's more than one Mandy in this world. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yes,
and
John.
I like that's my friend circle. All of us are pretty much this way. So there's like a pack of us, a herd
You all
of us.
just destroy each other's self-esteem.
No, we just sort of build each other up with our insanity. It works.
Oh, and you just tear down other people like me. Okay.
No, we said
No,
we
because
said it's a red
you
dress.
rag on your friends like that and everything, but we actually think it's funny.
Well, you smell funny.
See, you can't joke around with people like him. It's just not going to work. You're not part of the cool kid crowd, John. Sorry. You're gonna have to push you aside.
Oh my god.
Okay, prom queen.
Love it. I love it.
I was never a prom queen. I was just a big theater kid.
Although I could see you rocking like a tiara or a crown during a podcast. I think that could work. Just like a little, you could be all the black sparkly one.
Don't give her ideas, please.
I'm right.
I kind of want one now.
I give ideas.
Sorry, I heard the whole tiara thing. That's I need one.
Everyone needs a tiara.
I'm gonna be on here next week, and it's gonna be like, "Hey, it's John, and there's Princess Toadstool. Welcome to Behind the Scenes."
Oh my god, no! My name on Facebook for the longest time, nobody could ever find me because my name was Princess Mandy. Because my ex-husband and then some guy I dated, they all called me, "Oh, you're just Princess Mandy." Be like, you know what? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
She goes, it doesn't sound like it was a good thing. No. They told me I was an Italian princess, so.
You should just take it and own it and make it yours, and then it deflates it. Then it's yours.
And it was. It's like I put it up there. I was like, okay, that's my name. So my first name was Princess. My last name was Mandy. No, it's like that's forever.
Yay!
John's like, oh my god. He's like, Mandy's a horrible person.
No, you just treat me horrible.
I'm just an instigator, John. I like to, if somebody's going to give me crap, you know what? I'm just going to own it and like give it right back.
You just like to sprinkle a little chaos on everything. It's like the sprinkle
Just
on a
make it
cupcake.
magical,
Just chaos
John.
sprinkles.
No, it's like, hey, look, there's John.
I
He's
like
having
that
a good
chaos
day. Let's see if we
sprinkles.
can
Sounds
ruin
so
it.
magical. No, chaos
You
sprinkles.
like
It just reminds me of
it.
like Lucky Charms
Chaos
or something.
sprinkles. Yeah, but chaos. It's not luck.
Yeah.
It's chaos. It's chaos
If I wanted
sprinkles.
this kind of abusive a relationship, I would have stayed married.
I want to make a cereal out of it now.
Chaos
Yeah.
sprinkles.
Have you woken up and eaten your chaos sprinkles this morning?
You
Yeah.
got your dose of chaos
Oh,
today.
I should do a skit. I should do a whole reel thing.
Well,
for
it's
that.
chaos
I'm gonna do
sprinkles,
it.
you ask? It's a new cereal from General Mills. It smells like old socks and tastes like cardboard.
No, chaos
Chaos
smells
sprinkles
really
does not.
good.
No, chaos sprinkles is magical. So it's going to
Chaos
taste
sprinkles
fantastic and
probably
it's
taste like
addictive.
Pop Rocks. I really
Oh,
feel like
yes.
it'd
Oh
be
my
like Pop
God.
Rocks. That would be if
Yes,
you're gonna
Pop
chaos
Rocks.
sprinkles. Why did Pop Rocks not name their brand? Why didn't they call them chaos sprinkles? Oh my
See,
God!
John, she's amazing.
Yay! Yay!
Okay, I'm going to leave now, and I'll let them keep
He's like, they're thinking of insanity. It's like, yes, John. Welcome to the
No,
club.
it's called branding. It's knowing how to do it. They should have named
Pinky
them
and the
chaos
brain
sprinkles.
stuff going on right now.
Exactly. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking, Pinky?
We did take over the world.
They're pinky and the brain. They're pinky and the brain.
God, it's spreading. It's spreading.
Oh my God.
Dear God, help me, please.
Like a variant of
Kristen's like,
chaos.
Kristen's gonna get off of this, and she'd be like, I don't know if that was an interview or not.
It wasn't.
And then I have to like get in writing brain mode, so I have to like make some sense. Although my co-writer
Yeah,
seems
and your
to be
fantasy characters will
as
be
bad
eating
as I am.
chaos flakes or whatever it was called, chaos sprinkles.
I mean, you
How can
say
you
that
forget
like
that so
they don't
quickly?
do that
You
already.
said that so hatefully.
No, come on, man. You would love chaos sprinkles. They're like the next.
You know
big
what,
thing.
John?
I'm telling you.
What?
I don't believe your shit. I don't.
It'd be
I
like
think
the
you would love
cereal
it.
would
You'd
be
be
like
like,
Lucky
oh,
Charms,
drama.
but
I
like
can see you throwing yourself all
Pop
over the
Rocks
place.
would
Like,
be in the
oh, God.
marshmallows. That's how it works. Like it would be like Lucky Charms, but the Pop Rocks would be in the marshmallows. So they also like you think you're getting marshmallows, but then boom, Pop Rocks, chaos sprinkles.
Oh,
It's
yes, that's amazing.
amazing.
Surprises.
Just a little
Yay!
trace amount of nitroglycerin, so when you bite into it, your mouth explodes.
Boom.
That's a
That's
little
the
too much,
chaos.
John. We're talking about happy
Sprinkles of
Sprinkles.
chaos, not like
Sprinkles.
not like shots of it.
All I said was trace
Sprinkles.
amount. That's
We're
a
not
sprinkle.
going for a complete annihilation, John.
I
Just
mean, we
blow
are,
out-
but in doses. In doses.
Just blow out one tooth. Just one tooth.
1, 2.
Dentists would love it. Just,
Oh my
like,
God,
get those
they would.
businesses
You kidding
going.
me?
You know,
Their mouth
They'd be
just
like,
goes.
eat
Tell parents
chaos
it's okay
sprinkles.
if they eat it. It's okay.
It's fine if their teeth explode. It's all right. It's like denture companies and like tooth implant companies. They would all love us. We would get like partnerships with them, sponsors. You know, it'd be
It's like, your
amazing.
teeth are too perfect. We need you to eat more chaos sprinkles.
I really want to make
Exactly.
chaos sprinkles now, though. It's like, sounds
Now,
completely
that's
magical.
another T-shirt. Is just like chaos sprinkles and have like a picture
Oh
of
my
a
God, that
cupcake
is John. Chaos sprinkles.
Then you can put like the
Then we can
American,
send the shirt. You need him. I'll draw it up. I
and
will.
then you
I
could
promise
put this
you.
a cereal
Then we
that
can
is.
send, No, we're gonna send Kristen a shirt that says
Yay!
chaos sprinkles.
I would wear it to cons. I would wear my chaos sprinkles.
See, we're gonna do it. It's gonna say
And
behind
it could
the
be
scenes,
like,
it'll say
yeah.
chaos sprinkles, and she'll wear it to con.
I will wear it to
See, right
cons
there.
as
I'll
like
do it
panels
tonight.
and things. I will. If you send me a
I
T-shirt
will
that says
do
that,
it
I will
tonight.
do it.
And then we'll say that this cereal is recognized by the American Dental Association.
I'm gonna do it, John.
Do it.
Chaos
If you can
sprinkles.
get it done
I
before,
love it.
if I can get it before April 29th, like I can wear it to Tolcon. Be
Here we go,
amazing.
John.
I'll do the
John's like, why are
UFO
you
one.
doing this to me, Maddie?
I'll do the
Because I think it's
UFO one
amazing, John.
too.
This is a great opportunity.
I'll do the UFO one too with the two-paid alien that says "Let's make Probing great again.
I want that one too.
Oh.
I want that one because I'll definitely wear that one. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's how inappropriate."
Yeah.
You know, it's like I did that one art thing where it's like I made it look like where I drew the blood on my face to make it look realistic and everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you can see some like up here, but it's like you can't see anything below at all. Nothing, right? Somebody's like, "Can you not post adult pictures?"
You're
I'm
showing
like,
cleavage.
I was only showing cleavage, and I'm like, what? I was like,
okay,
no.
you know what? Sometimes it's just there, and like you don't know that it's gonna be showing cleavage until you put a shirt on. You're like, oh look, I've got cleavage. I can't help it.
It's like, look, I can't suck them in. I can try, but it's not going to work.
I'm like,
it kind of just
I can't
boosts them.
I'm like, you can't really make it go away. I'm like,
unless you want to wear turtlenecks all the time, and that's not comfortable.
It's like, can't really do much with that. It's like,
so.
But yes, we have to make the chaos sprinkle shirt. I will actually draw that up.
Yay!
And I'm gonna be
alien probing great again.
Make the list. And then on your shirt, personally, Mandy, it should be chaos sprinkles. I sent a private message to Sean Astin. And then you'd have to wear it when you met him face to face.
It's like, come on. It's like,
I'm gonna make the mystery machine,
movies, dude. It's like,
do it. I'm gonna make the mystery machine, but call it the Mandy machine, and it's gonna have an arm coming out.
You know, I need him
with nice fingernails.
Like, don't pull a Bob. Like, just message me back, man. Because of Stranger Things.
It's going to be an arm reaching out of the Mandy machine, and it's going to be grabbing Skeet and it's pulling him in.
Oh, God.
Oh, do that one. I love him. I love him so much.
Well, there you go, guys. We got new.
You know, what is he, like 50 now?
Merchandising.
I don't.
Yeah, we got new merchandise. Thanks.
Oh, like James Marsters too. James Marsters is 59 years old. It's like, but you know what? I want him.
Tell me how you really feel.
My niece went to a convention. My niece went to a convention a few weeks ago.
Were gross. You said old people were gross.
He is. Don't you dare say that about him. My niece went to a convention a few weeks ago, and she got him to sit there and talk in his British accent and say Mandy is Spike. And she sent me the video, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like the 3 words that every woman wants to hear. Everybody's like, oh, really? Everybody wants to hear Mandy is Spike? I was like, yes, everybody wants to hear Mandy is Spike. And then he tells me to go out and save the world like I'm Buffy. You know, it's like, oh my God.
There you go. Whatever works for you.
I'm like, yeah, that definitely did.
Nice.
That was like, I'd be like, I'm yours. Like all of me, it's like, come take it.
just play the video before. Yeah, I mean, I watched the mini shades of John over there.
I know. Oh my God, you're like the 50 Shades of Red.
No, I'm just sitting here like waiting for a thunderstorm to pass.
This show is really just happening to him.
Yeah, you're just
this is happening to him. Yeah.
Oh, she's great. I love her, John.
Yay, I love you too.
I know. Yeah.
Nobody loves me, but that's okay.
We love you too. You know, you're the straight guy. You're the straight guy.
You're like our token guy. She's fucking dying.
The token normie.
the token normie. She understood it completely. I love her. She actually gets me.
The sad thing is, I really feel like you're maybe only normal compared to this level of crazy.
No, she's always like this.
But I have a very strong sense
she's always like
the normal one.
But I'm great. I am fantastic. I am.
I love it. I love it.
See,
You are
she loves me. People
fantastic.
love me. It's just how it
You are
goes.
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna make a chaos sprinkle shirt, so I'm extremely
Oh my
excited
God,
about
yes. I'm
chaos
so
sprinkle
excited
shirt.
about that. That's going to be amazing. And you better get that
Yes.
out as soon as possible, John. Like, ASAP.
So we can have chaos. I will wear that thing. I will wear
She's
it all
going to wear
over.
it, John. That is a big deal.
I will wear it on a panel at
Jeez.
TolCon.
Christ, okay.
It's my new best friend.
Yay!
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
You know, it's like I don't think I've changed much since I was like a kid and everything. I just think it just gets more and more like eccentric.
You get
You know
to the
what,
point
the
where you
best-
start caring less and less about whether or not
Oh
like people
yeah,
think
it's like
you're
you get
not.
to a point like that. There was a period where it's like, well, maybe I should like rein it in and stuff like that. But you like now it's like, why the hell did I do that?
Why did I do
know,
that? It's boring.
Yeah, like the best compliment I ever got from somebody is my one friend, like back in high school, told me I was an exuberant flower. And it's because I was like this. And I was like, you know what? I'm an exuberant flower, John.
The best
Deal with
compliment
it.
I got was from it was my best friend in high school. And she told me that my brain was a database of useless information, and I was
Oh
like,
my God! Do you know how many times that is said to me?
yeah, it's
So
like a
everybody
database.
says that to me, and I'm like, well, I'm
I
sorry, but that's how
found
it
a
goes.
use. I found a use for it. Thank you.
I have too, and it's like you know what? It's like you go, who else is going to tell you this at this point in time? Sorry.
Exactly. Who else is going to come up with this random fact that had nothing to do with what the conversation was about?
Exactly. Somebody said that. It's like, oh, Mandy just. It's like seriously. It's like not my last job. It was like a few jobs ago. It's like I'm sitting there at work. Like it was a medical field. I'm like sitting there. It's like, and this girl says something, and I can't remember what it was. But the point was, is I say it, and then my boss looked at her and said, "Yeah, Mandy is like that. She's filled with a lot of useful information." I was like, and I looked at them. I'm like, I go, you might think it's useless, but.
I know. Like, I just know how to apply it.
It's like you didn't know about it. You didn't know that was a fact. It's like so.
Now you do.
Now you do. It's like, and you know what? They're gonna remember it forever.
Monopoly.
It's like you know, it's something might happen later on in life where they need that information.
Exactly. On a plane, you don't know.
Yeah, train, exactly.
An automobile.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Steve Martin might be there.
A brisk walk. Slight jog.
A Segway.
I'm on a Segway. Sorry.
The embarrassing walking sideways off the stage.
Yeah.
I want to do that just for fun.
It works.
I always wanted to get the cane thing that comes out from behind the curtain. It's got the hook in it and just hooks me and pulls me off the stage.
Oh, my great-grandmother was a vaudeville actress. I wonder if that happened to her.
Cool. That's so cool.
And then it's like, yeah, it's like I love those. My mom would always tell me, it's like, yeah, it's like your great-grandmother Mildred would throw all these extravagant parties and everything like that. And I'd be like, oh, really? It's like, what were they like? She's like, we weren't invited.
My great-grandmother knew Amelia Earhart. So, yeah.
It's John's like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, John, that was my family. But yeah.
We never got invited.
Never got invited. No, my great-grandmother was playmates with Amelia Earhart when they were little. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I want to hear more.
I never heard. I heard the stories through my grandmother, who heard them from her. But she said that Amelia was very
ornery. Did she ever mention like that she always wanted to be like something extravagant, like a pilot or something that would like set a mark like that? That's amazing.
Sure. Yeah, but like
I guess. Oh my God, you don't know those answers.
No, I don't. My great-grandmother grew up in the town where Amelia's aunt was, and so Amelia would come and like for extended stays, and they would play together. And all I ever got was that Amelia was an ornery little girl. So that's what I know. That Amelia was an ornery.
That would make sense. It's like, look what she grew up to do and everything. You know, it's like it fits in.
Yeah,
that's an amazing story.
And all I have is that story, but thank you.
Next time I'm on, it's like I don't have my photographs with me right now, but my father actually invented the halo for broken necks.
Oh, cool.
And he signed over his rights. It's when he had broken his neck and he was in the hospital. So he signed over everything for it. So the patent, everything, like for them to take over the actual invention he was sitting in. Because if he didn't invent it, he was going to have to be in the full body casket when it had happened. So I have the picture of him in the prototype.
Wow.
I'll have to show that next time. But yeah, my mom, through all the years, like if you ever mention that to my mom, because it was before I was born. I was born in 1978, so it was like way before that. And it's like you can't find who actually came up with the idea and everything. You just see who actually eventually patented it. But it's like my mom never had mentioned it to her. It just was not a subject that went over well with her. And I'm thinking, it's like, all those years, it's like they should have actually legally fought that, because my father was in a hospital, like hocked up on medication.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because if his neck was broken and everything, it's like he wasn't coherent. It's like she could have got something for it, but my dad's like, no, let the people have it.
You can still go back and fight that. You know that, right? There's not a statute of limitations.
I know, but it's like, I think there's not a statute of limitations with that sort of thing.
Not if he
like
was,
with the inventions and everything.
Not if you can prove that he was not of sound mind to sign a contract.
But how would you be able to go back with, like, because that's back when they didn't,
if you can dig up medical records.
And they look at the medication down in Tampa, Florida, man.
They still keep records.
I don't even know if that'd be possible. I'm like sitting there thinking, it's like, that was ancient. That's when everybody was doing everything by hand. I'm sure that wasn't entered into a computer.
I pulled up all of my grandfather's service records from the military, and that was from the 40s.
That's the military, though. They're like weird.
It's the same thing. They still document things about your life.
It's like the military actually act like it was like the military or something, documenting shit. And sorry.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
I was trying to be a little serious, sounding all stupid and stuff, but it just didn't work.
But yeah, you wouldn't think they would have kept that shit from the 40s, but because it was
but now you have something to research, so there you go.
Because it's like, who was it? Somebody was trying to help me, like, look into it, like, who actually would pull it up. And so, my son, he was trying to find it. And he was like, Mommy, he's like, all that pulls up is, it's like, they finally have somebody who actually, like, a hospital that patented it. But it actually, like, they must have, like, sending the information over to somebody over in California or something. And it just, like, to another hospital. But my father had a Frankenstein one. And I have the picture of him in it. So.
Wow.
He had the prototype.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. That's really cool.
Yeah, so there are some little facts for you there. It's like my dad invented the halo, but he signed away his rights, and there's no proving it.
I mean,
I don't know about those documents if they would still have them around. Wouldn't they get rid of something like that, though? She goes, I don't believe this. Yeah, I'm a crazy person.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
It actually happened.
When I worked admin in the Army after I got injured, we did hold on to records for 7 years. Now, we got rid of them, but here was the thing. Even if we got rid of them, we still had them uploaded into a database, a hard drive file that went up to the Pentagon and stuff. So, like my grandfather's Army records, I can literally go back and pull up everything he did. And yes, I get it as federal government, but the medical industry should still be the same way.
I don't know. I just think the medical industry is really shady. I'm sorry, but they are.
Have you ever watched like forensic shows, true crime shows?
The Army is too, though. The military is.
Well, the forensic
here, and now I'm going to be assassinated.
Well, think of it from the standpoint of this: what if there's an unsolved murder? An unsolved murder.
It's going to be mine. Mine's going to be an unsolved murder because I just talked like a bunch of smack on the military.
I don't care. But anyway.
I know, it's like,
I don't care.
Meredith from Behind the Fiends passed away in a mysterious death that looks like a freaking, like, bomb, like,
do you think that I worry about somebody talking shit about military? You know how much of that I had to hear while I was in, so whatever. But
I father.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an
I
unsolved
tried to
murder
go in the
case,
military.
if there's an unsolved murder case, shh, okay, Princess, shh, just for a second. If there's an unsolved murder case, they can go back 50 years and they say, okay, well, it was a cold case. They can go back and restart the investigation. Well, they have to have the medical records from the original medical examiner. Get what I'm saying? Okay. Now we learned something. Learning's half the battle.
Yes, there was a fire.
The more you know.
Anyway.
Love you, John. Sorry. I love you. You love me.
I'll think
We're
about
a happy family with a great good friend. I don't know the rest of the words.
You make me gassy.
Oh,
John's like, this is the last
Midnight.
time you're coming on the podcast or the live stream or whatever the hell it is, Mandy.
yeah, Mandy.
Christ, what an experience. No.
It's like
Fun
a
one, though.
roller
It's like, it's been really cool. I was like,
coaster.
I know we were supposed to be talking about Kristen and all her amazing talents, but she's like this fantastic person
Yeah.
that I could click
Like
with.
I said,
And it's like, we have this instant connection, John, and you just
Yes,
can't.
it was
fight
cosmic
that.
and chaotic and amazing.
You see all the magic orbs coming off of us?
Yeah.
as long as you had fun, that's all I care.
Yeah, it was fun.
If you leave from here going, Jesus Christ, what a train wreck that shit was, then
She's
yeah,
not. She
No.
loves me to death, John. We're best friends, and we're making
We're
her
best
the chaos
friends
sprinkle.
now.
Chaos
Yeah,
sprinkles.
and maybe next time I'll drag my co-author in, and she'll just join us. And
we'll
Oh,
talk
no,
about-
John's like, I'm
and
not
we
going to be on.
Yeah, and we'll talk about nothing she did either, and just
We talked about a lot of
we
what
did. We
she's
got it
done.
out there in the beginning, and then like at the end, you can just do like a quick
I'm
thing.
just having
and,
fun
yeah.
with you all. I'm just having
No,
fun. Don't
it's
take
fun.
me
And everybody's going to watch this and realize what a fun, loving person she is, and they're going to be like, yes, I want to read her books.
I love you both.
And they're all gonna be like, I want a
dick.
chaos sprinkle shirt.
Oh
All
my
of
God,
them.
John,
Chaos
Chaos Sprinkle
sprinkles.
shirts. It's going to be amazing.
Chaos sprinkles. Oh yeah.
We'll make it like the
She said
Powdered
jingle
Toast
for
Man
it.
from
I
Ren and
did.
Stimpy.
Did. I mean, I
Remember-
also, in fairness, have like a little song I sing when I make macaroni and cheese. So you know.
Please indulge us. What is that song?
It's really stupid.
Do it.
It's macaroni and cheese, you aim to please. Do. That's it. That's the macaroni and cheese song.
You hear that, Kraft? You hear
You have
that?
to end it with do. You know, and you can it's just like the song that never ends. You can just keep going and just repeat it again and
Oh,
again.
I like that song too, though. This is
There
a
you go,
song
Kraft.
that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing and not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever, just because.
This is a song.
It's a song
Yep.
that doesn't end.
Except
Yes,
that you
there's
have to make a choice.
Macaroni is my.
It sounds like murder is
Awesome.
happening in the background of someone's house.
Is that Emmy?
I don't know what that was. I probably have to go now.
You're like, I don't know. One of my kids is eating the other one. It's fine.
No, it's not my kids. That wasn't my kids. I don't know what that was.
It's a Wendigo.
Something went crazy out there. That's outside.
Wow. The cannibalism is happening out there. Pretty sure that's what somewhere cannibalism is happening. Like,
I'm
craziness.
looking out the door like, everything okay? Or,
The Walking Dead, everybody run.
but I should go just in case something really does bad. Like, really bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what
It
that
was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too, Kristen. Look at John's like, okay, this was awkward. Like, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kristen, that happened. But, yeah, we love you. Thank you for coming on the show. We need to have you
Thank
come
you.
back and have
Yes.
your co-author come back, especially
Yes.
with your next, like, your collaboration that's going to be working.
I think there might be a murder being committed outside your door.
A little bit sounds like there's murder happening.
And we laugh
Banshee.
about it. And it
Yeah,
was
and we're
bad.
like,
Instead of
murder.
going, possible murder.
Possible
It's a
murder.
banshee.
It's fine. There are banshees in my book, in 2 of my books. So 3 of my books. There are banshees.
I'm the Banshee.
Yay!
But we
Actually, it's
don't
like one of
want
my exes. He was called a Mandy Banshee because he kept crying about me when I broke up with him. So it's okay.
Oh. Oh.
Well, you just destroyed his manhood right here on the
No,
podcast.
I didn't call him that. His daughter called him that, so it's not my fault.
His own
Because
kid
he's
called
probably
him
sitting there
that.
going, Mandy, Mandy. That's probably what happened. John's like, you're evil.
Sorry about that,
Oh
my guy.
God.
Sorry about
Just
that,
a-
my guy. Sorry you cried
No,
over.
that guy completely messed up 100%, so it's okay if I make fun of him.
Alrighty
Well,
then.
in that case, take that, you dick bag.
Oh man.
How
This
dare
is
you
fun.
hurt?
I remember
How
one
dare
time.
you hurt? How dare you hurt my work sissy?
Yeah, I remember one time he said, he goes, anything you say about me, he goes, I know it's true.
Wow.
But like, all right, let me let you go so I can see what that was, because that was outside.
Yeah, it sounded
Yeah.
pretty
I'm
terrible.
like on a screen porch right now, so it's like anything you hear, it's like,
Oh, that's the breeze.
go out there and see.
Oh,
I thought maybe you had a fan.
Yeah, that I'm out. There's a fan out
God's
here too.
fan.
I have God's fan.
God's fan.
And I have my fan.
We have everybody's fan.
Oh, the fan. You're
I
just in
got
a hurry.
everybody's fan.
Your
The
fancy
fans are
fan.
everywhere. I got a fan here and a fan there. Not a fan everywhere.
Just blowing from all
And
over.
then I got a big fan on my, my big fanny. But
It's okay. I knew you were going to say ass.
I wanted to say ass because I do got like a really big one, but it's a really nice one.
People pay to see it.
All right.
It's really nice, but
Because somehow poor Mandy has a make-believe OnlyFans.
I do. It's like somebody said that on my Facebook yesterday, but I wanted to be able to like friggin' like kick him in his throat. It was like, but it's somebody like that. I was like, me and my one ex-husband knew like years ago. I sit there and I post a picture of me like up with my like showing my combat boot up on like the dresser. It's like, so you see my leg and everything because I'm in short shorts, combat boots, And then I'm like, he goes, OnlyFans? I'm like, what the hell? It's like, I go, no. It's like, and he goes, oh yeah, because you're just showing your shoes. I'm like, if I can make an OnlyFans where I'm just showing my fucking shoes on a goddamn dresser, I'm gonna do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it.
You should just make one and just make people pay for it just so they can unlock a picture of you going.
I know, exactly. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just sorry. I don't mean to curse so much, but yeah, that pissed me off yesterday. I'm like, why the hell? I was like, why? I was like, what the hell? But it's like, I had like somebody. It's like, I won't say who, but they were like sitting there deciding to tell a bunch of people. It's like, oh yeah, Mandy's not doing like this stuff that I'm doing right here. They're like, oh, Mandy's not doing that. Mandy has an OnlyFans. I'm like,
Word.
Yeah.
but I don't even post anything up that would even resemble OnlyFans.
But what this tells me is that he probably subscribes and he just outed himself.
No, if I told you it was, it would just be a complete mind like, what the fuck?
It's like you let it bother you too much. Don't even worry about it. Just go with it, Billy. Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't the person who did it, it wouldn't bother me.
It was the source that was bothersome.
Because that source should have never been like that, ever. But then
I'd have been like, people pay good money to see this, son.
They would. I would make a killing, but it's been covered up. Sorry. Yeah. Don't even like sit there and message me like, oh yeah, let's get together, let's hook up tonight. I was like, because it's like it's love at first sight. Send me nudes. It's like no.
Yeah. I've never quite understood the random guy like on social media being like, hey, yes, what? Usually it's just block.
I have posed that question.
I just seen a skit today that blew my mind. I was laughing so hard. The skit that I found, it was like the lady. She sits there and made this thing about like she goes, "Oh, what's this?" It looked like she's in hell basically, and it showed Tinder. in the background, and it's like you have this masked person saying, it's like, oh, you're in Tinder. It's like, this is Tinder. She's like, what? And all of a sudden you have like a random person come up to her and say like, oh, hey, it's like you here to fuck? And she goes, no. And they're like, and they go unmatch. And then it's like, then you see another one come up to her. It's like, oh, hey, I like your look. You want to come over? She's like, what? It's like, I haven't even met you. It's like, oh, you're a bitch. We're all the same. And I'm like, oh, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. I don't do dating websites. I'm like, no,
It's like,
no,
I
don't
tried.
have time.
It's like
I don't have
years
time.
ago. I tried a dating app like years ago, and it lasted for like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh,
Because
my
that's
God,
all
I
you
can't do
get.
this.
That's all you get. Or you would say, can I get a picture of your boobs? I have in fact
Yeah, it's
sent
like, that's all
pictures
you
of
get.
blue-footed
And you're like,
boobies,
what
and
the
I'm
fuck
just
is
like,
this?
here
It's
you
like,
go. It's a bird.
it's like, and then
I
my most famous thing I got was from guys saying, it's like, why are you on this? It's like, why is somebody like you on here? I'm like, what? It's like, what is this then? It's like, where am I?
and you're like, oh,
No, I was like, no, there'd be like, it was like, what? It's basically them asking me, what's wrong with you to be on here? I'm like, it's like, well, I kind of like work a full-time job and I have kids. It's like, I don't get to go out. So it's like, I thought I'd give this a shot, but obviously it was a really bad idea. Because
bad choices were made.
I don't mess with dating apps either. I tried it once, and I ended up dating a girl for like a month, and then she got really crazy, and I was like, can't deal with this. And then I would come home days, and she would hang like random things on my doorknob.
Oh,
what was she
that's
hanging?
creepy.
Just
Like
bags of things that she would buy for me, or
oh, she bought
things.
you gifts.
Yeah.
You just sound like a mean guy.
Not so bad. That would
Yeah.
like,
No,
that
you
would
sound
freak
like a
me
mean
out so
guy.
bad.
No, John just
And
sounds
then she
mean.
was,
John.
then she hung a bag of all the things I had bought for her, and then left a note that says, because we're not together, I don't deserve this anymore. And I'm like, I text her back. I said, do you realize I can't wear this small? I am a big dude. I'm like 200 plus
I want to
pounds.
see you wear it.
You can just say,
Sorry, you just said that she bought you something in a size small. I want to see you do it.
Be like fat guy in a little coat.
Yes, exactly. Fat guy in a little coat. Oh my God, I love.
And then I
love her.
asphyxiate myself
Farley.
because it's so tight.
It's like everybody asked me, like, since I had to like leave my last house and everything, they're like, where are you living? I go in a van down by the river. You're like, are you serious?
And then she walks by going, and then falls through a table.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's just how it goes.
I think the murder's over.
Yeah, I think you might just find a body now. Or it's like a streak of.
But you might want to go get an alibi.
I do have one right here. I'm on the show. Everybody's seen that I was too busy to do anything. It's just going to show me not caring that it happened. That's
they're going to be like, so you heard the screams, Miss Cantone, but you didn't do anything about it.
Didn't check.
I'd be like, no, I was scared for my life, so I stayed on here and acted like nothing was happening because I'm an actress.
And she goes, and she'll be like, I had on noise canceling headphones. And they'll be like, yes,
we talked about it happening.
Yeah, and then they'll be like,
no, it's not going to work. Everybody heard
guests,
it. I am deaf and I heard it, okay? You're
just like, no, I heard it. I can't say that. I heard it. You're like totally just obliterating that. No, I totally heard it. I just let it happen.
Be like,
she just knocks a water pitcher over and tries to run out the courtroom.
And I was scared for my life, so I had to pretend like
everything was fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. And it's just, it was chaos sprinkles. That was the whole episode, was chaos sprinkles.
See, that you have to name it that, John. Chaos.
I am, don't worry. It's going to be called
Yay!
Chaos. I love it.
With a side of puts the lotion in the basket.
I have somebody, I keep getting these messages while I'm doing this. It's like, I try to reach out to you earlier. It's some type of, I don't know who they are. They're trying to get me to audition for a movie.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for my co-author to message me and be like,
Guardians
where
of the
are
Galaxy
you?
Movie.
Oh, my siblings have.
Guardians
someone
of the
wants you to
Galaxy?
audition for the
Yeah, they're trying to get a bunch of
Guardians.
extra people for it and everything.
Do
Like extra little
it.
Why don't
parts.
you do it?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
John's like, wait a minute. He's like, John's like, oh, Guardians of Galaxy? It's like,
Well,
you know what?
no, what are you sitting here for? You need to be jumping on that shit, girl.
I'll get back with them. I'm weird.
Yeah, she's
I
like,
don't know who it is.
they
You're
want
being
me.
like
so
you're
they can
trying to
wait.
be like aloof, so that you're trying to be not too available. You don't want to be too available.
No, it's weird though. It's like I saw the fake things, like where the people that try to get you to pay to do those auditions earlier today, and I'm like, all of a sudden, it's like I keep getting messages from like some type of, what are they called again? Talent scout type people or whatever they are.
Oh yeah, agents,
Casting.
Thank you. Sorry.
casting directors, agents. Yeah.
So it's like they're like, I've reached out to you earlier about like auditioning, and it's like because they want to do the Zoom thing.
Oh.
Zoom.
If you don't
Zoom,
jump
zoom,
on an
zoom,
opportunity, if you
zoom.
don't jump
I
on
will
an
jump on an
opportunity,
opportunity, John.
it's
Don't
called a what if. Just saying.
worry.
I picked up another producer credit last night.
It sounded like that was Native American. What if?
Because I jumped on an opportunity. And you need to do the same. I'm always telling you that. Don't sell yourself short. Go get it.
I'm not selling myself short. It's just I don't know them. I get kind of weird with people I don't know.
I don't know half these people that I get on with their movies, but I still like, hey, your movie looks cool. I mean, I don't know if you keep dead
Guardians
people
of the
in your
Galaxy
face,
Part
but
3. Let's do it.
that's none of my
I
business.
love Marvel, so it'll be fun. But we'll see.
Although I am gonna have
To
to
be
go soon because I was
continued.
actually supposed to meet my co-author like an hour and a half ago.
She's like going,
I'm
Whoopsies.
sorry.
shit.
It's
Where's
all right.
that?
It was fine. She
We have,
hasn't
like-
messaged. As far as I
I'm
know, she
horrible with
hasn't
this,
said
John.
any.
John, we have to set a timer from now on.
She hasn't messaged me yet, so she's
We
not
have to
going.
set a timer where it does not.
She's
go
just sitting there
past
fuming,
60 minutes.
tamping her foot, going, she's
No.
leaving me hanging.
She owes
totally
me.
leaving
She
me.
owes me a couple of late show up. She owes me a couple of late show up. So
Oh, she
like
sounds like a
there's
Mandy.
no, the last time we were supposed to meet, like just chaos exploded, but not in a fun way. In a just all the stuff had to happen, and then we were behind. So
My friends,
I'm
like
gonna
when
have
I'm
to.
supposed to be there, my friends will message me asking me, "Have you left yet?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I left. I'm on my way." They'll be like, "Send me a picture of where you are right now,"
Yeah.
because it's a true thing.
It's called a chaos sprinkle. You had a chaos
It is,
sprinkle.
and I'll be like, "Okay, I haven't left yet," but blah blah blah. They're like, "Damn it, Mandy,
Mandy.
Mandy."
But yes, this was so much fun.
All right, Kristen, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Next time
Thanks
we'll set
for
a
having
timer
me.
so it doesn't go past 60 minutes.
And we'll also try to talk
Right.
more about your book and everything else.
No, that's fine.
She did
We
talk
segued
about it. It's
really
going to be
well.
amazing, and she's going to wear her shirt during the
Yay!
convention.
No, I'm just glad
am.
you had fun. I'm glad we weren't
It was a
stuffy
blast.
and boring.
No. I mean, it was fun. It was just chaos sprinkles abounding, like everywhere.
So that's my nickname now, Chaos Sprinkles.
Princess Chaos Sprinkles.
That's Mandy's stripper
I
name,
love
everybody.
it.
Princess Chaos Sprinkles.
I want a
And
video
now
game
coming to the stage, guys. Get those dollars ready. Princess
play my
Chaos
own-
Sprinkles.
No, I don't think that's funny. I wouldn't do that, but I would play a video game with my own character.
Oh, yeah, Princess K. That would be a video game character. Princess
Sitting there
Chaos
going-
Sprinkles.
All right, Kristen, thank you so much.
Alright,
Really, we
thank
appreciate it,
you.
and looking forward to
Absolutely.
all of your work and everything. And I do
thank
hope that
you.
we can get you and
Jennifer
your partner, with the
Sanders.
collaboration and everything
Yeah.
to come back on.
Jennifer
and
Sanders
everything.
is her name.
Jennifer
so.
Sanders.
And the
Jennifer
guy
Sanders.
and guys, the entire
Sounds
trilogy
so
is on
proper, though.
Amazon.
Jennifer
Book of,
Sanders.
what is it? Amazon.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to promote her stuff.
I know, but
Jesus
I thought of
Christ.
fried chicken. I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
Y'all want the Song of Souls trilogy? It's available on Amazon. It's also in Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, Kindle.
Yeah, you can
which
get
is
the
Amazon.
and then the prequel is available on multiple ebook formats, as well as the Seer's Choice, which is the first book in the Fae Touch Chronicles, and Healer's Touch comes out on the 6th. So it's going to be out soon, and that's available for pre-order in ebook format.
How about Audible? Is it on Audible too?
No, but I am actually working on. I just finished production on the Audible for Soulbound. It's not out yet, but it's the recording portion of it is done.
Just in editing right now.
But it's got to be cleared for all of these things first, so
Yeah.
kind of in that limbo. So.
So go get a copy, guys. Go get all 3. Go get
Yes,
all
do
the books.
that.
I'm sorry.
Go get like
Kristen.
all like 5 or 6. There will be 6 out on the 6th, and then by the end of May I will have 8 books out. So don't be sorry, just be chaotic.
That's all I know how to be.
Yay!
That's gonna be my new
Sprinkles.
slogan. That's
For
all I
life.
know how to be. Chaotic.
Yes. All right. Well,
All
this
right,
was
Kristen.
awesome.
Bye.
Thank you, Kristen.
Bye. Thank you.
Have
Bye.
a good one.
You too.
Look at you looking at me like, Mandy. What am I gonna do with you?
Mandy was just a wild and crazy guy.
I am just releasing my inner self. If you don't like me, you know what? Take it and
Y'all-
shove it up your ear.
Go
You're like,
eat a
those
bag. Go eat a bag of eggplant emojis.
What?
I said go eat a bag of eggplant emojis.
Make sure you all check out my OnlyFans.
Well, that just got us 100 views right then. Her just going, eek, eek, eek.
Yeah, what?
Give us views. Give us views.
This one says, come watch our show. And this one says, come watch the show.
And just like that, Behind the Fiends was canceled from YouTube.
Just moving my like chest fat around. Okay, whatever.
I'm just bigging. I've seen worse. Believe me.
Exactly, but I did it, so it's gonna be a big deal.
No.
You
There
know
was a
what it is.
guy.
Everybody was like, oh my god, did you see what Mandy did?
There was a
Mandy jiggled
guy
her
like
boobs.
4 or 5 years. No, it's longer than that. It's been like 6 years ago. There was a guy that forgot to turn his live stream camera off, and he went whacking it right there on YouTube live stream.
I'm sorry.
Look,
I was watching myself.
and I'm about to start throwing dollars at the screen.
And they're like, look at that.
Yeah, he forgot to turn his live stream camera off, and he was totally just going to town on himself. And then he sits up and goes, "Oh, I forgot to turn the camera off." And he does that nervous rock back and forth like this. It's like, yeah, jackass, you forgot to turn the camera off, and we all got to see you play with your wiener.
Why did you watch it?
No, it's somebody, they put it out on Twitter about it, and they posted it. I mean, you couldn't see down past his chest because of the way the camera was set up, but you could clearly tell what he was doing. It'd take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
I'm a rocket scientist. And jiggly boobies.
You've had a lot of sugar today, haven't you?
Maybe.
Oh, no, my library's falling down. Oops.
I've lost a lot of weight. I'm really happy. I'm really proud.
Yeah, Morgan says I remember that. Yeah, it was on Twitch.
Twitch? I need to make a Twitch. Everybody keeps asking me about that. Oh, so Morgan just saw me jiggling my boobs.
Yeah. You're welcome.
2 thumbs up.
You can put her in Elvira. She'll be the boob jiggle monster.
I want to be a boob jiggly monster. Like, I can.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna die.
God help me.
All right. Chaos sprinkles.
That's what you're going to call your boobs. The chaos sprinkles.
Don't want to say that because then all kinds of really bad things start going through my head, like breasts that's like squirting milk and crap like that. Look at my breastises.
Skeet skeet.
I love him. Skeet Ulrich. Please don't think I'm psycho and a stalker.
You're my baby daddy. You just don't know it yet.
Imagine. I had one when we were a kid, but it's like getting too old now.
Look, Morgan says, "Oh Lord." Yeah, you've missed out on one hell of a ride today, Mr. Wellborn. Mandy has been in top form today.
This is actually my true self. I've been like, haven't been able to be anything else lately.
I've been cooped up, and now I'm ready to fly.
Oh my God, it's like life was getting to me.
I'm flying like a peacock.
A peacock. See how many times I said coffee? Now how many guys are going to be sitting there watching this and be like, "Oh my God, she said that word and such a turn on."
Look, knock your camera down. You got excited too.
No, because I was trying to get a drink.
Oh, cock. Oh.
I'll think, I'll fix this. It's going to have to go this way. Maybe it's got to go this way. No, it's got to go this way.
Aw. He said it's great to see you both on. You're
Thank
so sweet.
you. Why are you being so nice? What do you want from us?
Thank you, Poppet.
What do you want from us, Morgan? John's like, I don't know what to do with Mandy anymore. I'm going to have to take her back to the factory and get a refund. Those damn hurricanes of Florida don't come and get her.
Holy shit.
I'm going to have her committed.
Jesus Christ.
Praise the Lord, baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Oh my God, Talladega Nights. Such a great movie. Such a freaking great movie.
Yeah, he says.
It's like, I'm gonna pray to baby Jesus.
He wasn't a baby. He was a man. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Such a good movie.
I want him to be my baby Jesus. You better quit running your mouth or I'm going to throw your war medals into the river. Please bless my father-in-law, especially his bad foot. It looks terrible and stinks something bad.
It was a good movie. I love Will Ferrell movies.
He said
I really do.
Outtakes from that movie are even better.
You ever see the Goods? Is that what it's called? One with the used car salesman.
Jeremy Piven. When Will Ferrell was Abraham Lincoln.
The reason why he died is because when he went to release his parachute, it was a bunch of dildos that came out.
Yeah. He goes, "Oh crap! I got the wrong bag."
You see all these freaking dildos flying around. He's trying to
I gotta get away from this big dildo. And he pushed it.
It's like, oh.
Oh God, the dildo's coming back.
That's a good movie. I love that movie.
I'm gonna use this dildo to cushion my fall.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm gonna put myself into an aerodynamic tuck and use this big purple dildo to cushion my fall. This is just the way it was going to end, just the way I drew it up. Falling to my death dressed as Abe Lincoln, surrounded by a bunch of big dildos.
It's like the best movie ever. I watched that so many times. It's like there's so many people I mentioned that to, and they're like, I never heard of that. It's like, how can you have not heard of that movie? The movie is
I like the old man in it. He was sitting in his office snorting coke. He goes, "Are you ready?" He goes, "You go fuck yourself, you son of a bitch."
I can't believe that you haven't seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, though.
No. Then that girl in it, Catherine Hahn, she was constantly trying to have sex with the
But
guy.
the man-child.
The man. She goes, I guess you could say it's like a baseball mitt. He goes, I can get it home and put some oils on it and pound it. She goes, woo!
So bad. That whole thing was so bad.
She goes, why don't you come outside? Why don't you come outside by the dumpster and I'll show it to you?
Okay, we should end this now. It's a great movie, everybody. If you haven't seen it, it's a really fantastic movie. But I do suggest that when you do go buy a car, especially a used one, like when I went to go buy my vehicle, it was a 2017. I bought it in 2019. It's like you don't tell the people, you don't ask them if it's like that movie, and you don't ask them if they've seen that movie because they kind of take offense to it. That's some advice for you.
Do they really?
Oh my God, they got so offended. And I'm like, wow. It's like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with you any other like time like in your life.
Why? Because they said it made us look like we're a bunch of drug addict losers.
They are though. What?
Did I say that?
I didn't say that. I did not say that about used car salesmen.
He goes, that was some damn good Seeger when he did the karaoke. He goes, did you pay to come see this shit? Everybody riot. He goes, wow, that escalated quickly. He goes, you're the one that escalated it, you old coot.
It's like the one guy, I was like, have you seen the movie The Goods? You know, about the used car salesman? And the guy's like, yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's the motto for my life. Live hard, sell hard. The good. He goes, Don, I haven't. He goes, Don, I haven't been home in 5 years, and I swear I think I left my front door open. You don't remember?
I'm gonna go leave my front door open for Mr. Rat. Wherever you are, come find me, Prince Charming.
Well, I guess on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we can just end this.
I'm trying here to get you in the show. I hope everybody has a good time. Don't let too many people into your back door.
Your house. I had specified that. Your house. Now the other
watch out from them hurricanes.
Trailer rockers, trailer shakers, whatever the hell they were called.
You said trailer rockers. You said it last time, man. You said it.
You said it, man. I'm telling you, man. You said it, man. I'm telling you, man.
Freaking said it.
You freaking said it, man. I'm telling you, man.
You want to make fun of me, but it doesn't sound the same.
It's
not funny.
Yeah, man.
It just sounds like you're being a whiny little baby, John.
Yeah,
That's what
man.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, man.
Let's go ahead and end this, okay? This is John. I want to tell you all have a great night. Have a great
How come
Sunday.
you sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
We'll see you next weekend.
What?
Love you, John.
What? This has been Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this has been Mandy Cantone.
Impersonation is the greatest form of flattery.
You guys have a great day and great night. I need a Steve Weiser.
Adios, amigos.
And see you later.
Bye.
This has been John and Mandy and whatever this was, and we'll see you next time while behind the feeds.